Hello, this is All Things Considered. Welcome back to Temples and Tombs at the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I'm Christopher Gray. We are in the middle of the campaign, The Eye of Horus, which apparently is still the MacGuffin. You wouldn't know it by me. I would like you to meet, or actually re-meet, I guess, greet the other. What are you doing, Emily?
I have an eye. I have a giant eye. I just looked over and saw I have a giant eye here. Who doesn't?
There's the Eye of Horus.
Yeah, I solved it. We won. Game's over.
Show's over.
That's why this episode is just us hanging out at the beach.
Nice. There has been a formal request for a beach episode. We'll see how to make that work. In the meantime, why don't we go around the table and introduce everybody? Emily, go ahead and start with your eye.
Hello. I am Emily St. James. I am playing the journalist Libby Scarsdale of the Bergen County Record. This is the last time you'll be hearing my normal voice because she is about to enter the room and be upon us. And what a blessed occasion that will be.
I thought you were going to say she is about to enter the Twilight Zone.
I mean, I feel like she exists there, and that's how I'm able to channel her.
Is that why you have the eye?
Yes. Oh, I shouldn't hum that. I apologize to the Rod Serling estate.
3 seconds. You didn't even get a few seconds in. We're good.
We're great.
Okay, Blythe, why don't you take it?
Hi, I'm Blythe. This show is great. I'm playing Scarlett, the director, whose accent, who knows what it'll be today? I don't know. Will it be American? Will she be British? Will she be Southern? Nobody knows.
You should try a Mid-Atlantic. It's fun.
I don't know if I can do it as well as you do. I don't like channel Scarlett. Like Libby, Scarlett is like a separate entity of me. I'm not channeling the dead here.
I wonder if the accent's sort of like a defense mechanism.
Everything.
So nobody
Scarlett
could ever
does.
find the true Scarlett.
Everything she does is a defense mechanism. Ow.
Awesome. Joe, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Joe. I play Barry Bartholomew Havelock, owner and operator of the Havelock Transatlantic Secure Transport and Courier Service, currently under the contracted employ of Eleanor Roosevelt and her Ellie's Angels. Looking forward to serving the crew's needs and possibly braving the underworld to get my father back.
What?
Nothing.
Thought you said something about, okay, Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason. Oh my gosh, all the squares are in the wrong place. That's the thing I didn't fix before going live. This is very embarrassing. Too many plates spinning. My bad, everybody. So sorry.
Who am I? Who are we?
Let's see. Blythe was Chris, and I was Emily, and I moved it all now. So okay.
Okay,
I'm Jason, and I'm the
wanted to
producer
take
for this
over.
show, and I'm doing a very good job.
I appreciate that we are the first avant-garde RPG stream.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I am playing a character called Amelia Earhart. This is an original character of my own design. She was a kind of a genius pilot, just gal about town, and then crashed in the Pacific, was rescued by aliens, came back to rejoin Eleanor Roosevelt's Secret Service. And so, yeah, just kind of, working off the cuff, very much my own notes, obviously. So,
you mean my notes that I sent to Chris?
Yeah, none of this was my idea.
Right. So we are Ellie's angels are looking for the Eye of Horus, because with this eye you can become impenetrable. But there are other people looking for this eye as well, including, but not limited to, the Seekers. Remember them? There's some sort of weird cult that want to revive Set and resurrect this god to conquer the world, and they're after it. Also, the United States government under leadership of FDR is after this. And in addition to Ellie, now Eleanor Roosevelt wants to get this out of the hands of the war machine, which is gallivanting as we speak. And so now we're sort of left in a quandary of what do we do with these competing orders between the president of the United States and then, the first lady of the United States. So
save a marriage.
Yeah, save the marriage is the outcome. You have all left North Africa in a hurry because there was an undead army attacking you. And then you made it safely to London, far away from the danger, far away from Stanley, who is keeping watch over the sarcophagus and the mummy of Seti I, far away from this undead army and this large statue of Anubis that is apparently able to move and wreak havoc on the landscape. So you are in the safe arms of Great Britain.
Hey!
And that's where we left you last. So
where did the what was it, the collector? Where does he?
The
the
curator?
The curator. That's right.
Curator, yeah.
Collector is Marvel. Sorry, Marvel.
There's probably a curator in Marvel too. Let's just be honest.
Probably is. There's all the variations of the same theme.
But
he
fit in
was
with the Seekers.
Yeah, he was with the Seekers, and he was dispatched by you earlier.
Yeah, I just was trying to remember where he fit, which bad guy he was.
Yeah, we were thoroughly underwhelmed by his monologue.
Yeah, he didn't even get to finish his villain's monologue, which is a shame for him.
Scarlet wouldn't let him. Because, who names themselves one title name, like with a the and everything? God, who does that?
Well, yeah, no one anymore. So we have just arrived now. The Painted Lady, which is your airplane, does some nifty little tricks now, including dimensional travel, and you have made your way to Great Britain before you were brought in by the authorities to land in a very safe military location so that we don't scare the civvies. Yes, Emily.
Point of order for Mr. Havelock. You can do many tricks with this plane. Can you do a loop-to-loop?
I believe I can. How many?
Let's do 5 or 6 on our way in.
Would this constitute an act that would be well reflected on a comment card?
Yes, if you do a loop-to-loop, I'll give you a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Not that much for 5 of those.
I shall attempt for 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Amelia still in the co-pilot seat? I think.
I would assume so, if that's where she wants to be.
She's grabbing the extra harness. Okay, here we go.
Can these prop jobs do loop jobs? Well, we can find out.
This one can.
They can if they believe in themselves.
I have 10 dice that say maybe.
Solid maybe.
Oh man, I wish we were playing in my other system, the caster system, because then I would say you have to create a threat for this.
I just got my Highcaster book.
Oh, good.
Very
It's
excited.
huge, man. What were they thinking? Okay, so so this is something you want to try?
No, not
Oh,
actually.
you're not?
I don't want to risk the crew right now. So early in the episode. We've got a good episode ahead of us to risk things.
I got all
I'll put it
excited
to a
there.
vote. Do you guys want to see Barry try?
Yes, I
mean,
do.
in character wise, Amelia is like, well, okay, like if we're
Okay.
doing this like extra harness and like
Okay.
pulling her flight cap down a little tighter and is like ready to go, but is more like, what's happening? Why are we doing loop-de-loops?
Libby is just bracing herself in the door to the cockpit. That's all she's doing.
Over the intercom, Barry is just gonna say, "Everyone,
Scarlet
we'll be attempting a sequence of 10 loop-de-loops. We will be engaging in just a moment, so please secure yourself and make sure there are no sharp objects nearby. I shall be collecting comment cards after the sequence. Thank you very much."
Scarlet is like,
All right,
oh god, my
Chris,
office.
whatever. Oh, sorry. What did you say, Blythe?
Oh, Scarlet is like strapping herself down, prepared for her poor office to just be in disarray.
Your papers are gonna be a wreck.
Chris, whatever I could do to assist. I forget how the assist rule works, but
Livy is such an instigator.
I'm a reasonably skilled pilot.
Barry is just always gonna yes and. That's kind of how he's been playing this whole campaign. So
No, it makes sense.
I think that's how all of
He's
us have
just-
just
he's just a trusting boy. He's too trusting. He's pure.
You can add another die because I assume Amelia will be also piloting. I mean, I don't know
Co-pilot.
how co-pilot
Yeah.
works, but there's piloting things that can happen
Yeah.
to help you. Maybe both can pull pull up at the same time or something.
Right. Assisted piloting. Cool.
Oh, that's right. It gives you she gives you a hero die. That's what it is.
Nice. Okay, so I'll roll an extra one. All right, here we go.
loop to loop.
Okay, I kind of forget how this works. I'm just counting the highest dice, yes?
You need the that's the other system. No, you need to just get A6 to succeed.
A6, I have 1 6 out of
That's-
all
that's
these.
all you need.
It's not on my hero die.
Okay. The hero die is one and done.
Okay.
All right. So the plane coming into land with the
Are we
military
being
escort.
escorted currently?
you're being
yes,
escorted.
okay.
Great.
So you're looping your way in,
Yes.
and just repeatedly.
This is not a maneuver that should be possible with this kind of plane, but it's
I don't know that it's
happening.
possible with any kind of plane.
I'm actively defying physics right now with this
And
flying
there's like,
machine.
yeah, if you're defying physics, I mean, we can even play with the idea that some dimensional porting is happening to help with the acceleration, and so you're
I love
probably
that.
reaching astronaut level G's at some point.
You know how Dumbo flew because he had his feather and then he lost his feather and realized he could fly all along. Libby Scarsdale is your feather, Barry.
Yeah,
And that's how
Yeah.
you fly because she's there and she gives you confidence.
yeah, yes. Barry's just gonna say yes to all of it. He trusts everybody. It must be so.
Except for, oh, did everybody
No.
earn your trust back?
My trust was earned back because he realized that I was doing it because his dad didn't want me to tell him.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So he's got to jump in his step.
I love my moms again.
Yay! I'm disappearing.
This ridiculous display ends when you finally land at the tarmac. I'm trying to picture the planes of the day. So like the Royal Air Force, if that's a thing at this time, I think it is by now. The Royal Air Force has landed next to you, and they're just staring. They're coming into a safe stop, and they're just the entire military presence. Everybody's just like staring, gaped. There's people on the tarmac that are just supposed to be doing things with their clipboards. They're just staring. People with wrenches supposed to be fixing things. They're just staring. There is a diplomatic entourage with a motorcade waiting for you, and all of the drivers are standing outside of the cars just staring.
I mean, Scarlett's gonna walk out and look for the person who's supposed to be, leading them places.
Aha, we have arrived in style.
Scarlett just like flips her hair and it's like, it's fine somehow.
There's one officer sort of standing nearby who just after breaks the silence and does a and then everybody breaks in and now there's this huge roaring applause.
Like, can this be like a moment where we're walking in slow motion as they're all applauding and like Libby and Scarlett's hair and Amelia's hair is all like, oh yes. And Barry just looks like really cool with his helmet in his hands.
Yeah.
You have a helmet now. I don't know if you had one, but you have one for this montage.
Yeah. My flight helmet, my aviator cap.
Yeah, so you're just like walking all cool, like, yeah, I did that. What's up?
I
Surrounded by rocks.
think Barry is probably way too oblivious. Like he probably assumes, oh, this is for the director coming back.
Scarlett pushes Barry to the front of the slow motion walk.
Oh yes. It's best that I obscure you from all of these people. Yes.
They're
There's
cheering for you.
There's a moment where one of the aviators from the Royal Air Force catches Amelia's eye and mouth drops as he recognizes her. And then kind of shakes it off like, no, that's impossible. But then looks again and starts grabbing his buddy next to him, whispering to him. They're pointing.
Chris, can I surreptitiously do a very fine like photonic wrench flash, just very focused, like that there wouldn't be any dispersal, really just like give them some focused lens flare of like, oh, that can't be who I thought it was.
Overexpose their retinas.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like Men in Black.
I was going to say, it seems just like that talkie picture, Men in Black.
Yeah.
Why do
Oracle
I
showed it
remember
to me.
that movie?
I don't
remember
claim
that
any-
movie for some
Any
reason.
capacity to erase their memories, but just make it hard to see us.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. They're just,
and try to do it surreptitiously.
sure.
We high beamed them.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So they don't know what they saw, but they thought they saw. And so there's going to be a lot of talking around the rounds that night, but nobody's going to believe them.
Okay.
Now I'm imagining a Men in Black that stars John Wayne.
Yeah, there's a rumor about Amelia Earhart pulling off a 10 loop-to-loop landing.
Right.
Now, if we could get for the buddy aspect, if we could get John Wayne and It's a Wonderful Life. I could say it's John
Jimmy
Stewart.
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 Yeah. Those two as the
Leave me like 10 minutes at the end to just sort of improv
Yeah.
a Men in Black starring John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart. I feel like I
Yeah.
could kill that. So
Like, maybe Sidney Poitier is also a good option in this case.
Oh yeah.
I
So
think at this point
serious.
he's like 8 is the problem.
I'm open
yeah.
to it.
So
I don't know what year it is.
it's 1982.
8-year-old Sidney Poitier is still one of the most talented, poised actors we've ever seen. So
You can pull it off. Okay, well, you are escorted into a hangar, and it looks very familiar to the situation where you all met with Amelia, because I guess this is how Eleanor likes to do business. It's a completely empty hangar, except for a table that's in the middle of it, and on the table is a reel-to-reel tape deck. And some of you have seen this technology. I think maybe Scarlett has, and probably Libby, but it's kind of an unusual contraption in this day.
Yeah,
oh, reel-to-reel
Scarlett's gonna
tape is
approach it.
new.
Yeah, this iteration of magnetic tape, I had to look it up.
Okay, cool. I didn't
The
know
Germans were using it. And in fact, they were transmitting with it simultaneously in different locations, and it took a while for the Allies to realize what was going on. So how are they getting the same message out in the same way? Anyway, so behind this reel-to-reel tape contraption is Eleanor Roosevelt and a couple of Secret Service people. Now, do you get the colonel out of his raptor cage.
Oh yeah, I bring him with.
Yeah, and he's still
100%.
bound.
Yeah, of course he. Yeah, no, she 100%. Scarlett has him, brings him with, has the note from FDR in hand to be like,
So she's waiting for you, and she has a security detail. But that's it. Those are the only people in this hangar.
Scarlett is unfortunately here. She's like, unfortunately, this is all business. She approaches with Frank Warden and the letter from FDR, and is like, "You need to see this."
She
I-
has an expression on her face which you've seen before, and it is one of deep, deep disappointment. And you've never had that expression faced your way.
Can I also
today.
be here?
Scarlett is assuming that
Yeah.
it's because of the situation. Scarlett is trying not to let it be about her.
Um,
Yeah,
She's
you were
like,
all there.
Okay. Libby strides forward and extends her hand to the First Lady and says, Mrs. Roosevelt, hello. Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record. We've met before. Anything you say is on the record right now, but we are here to fix your marriage. So if we could get you and your husband alone in a room, we can talk to you and fix your problems and hear them. My friend here, Barry, is also a licensed marriage counselor. Isn't that right, Barry?
Your friend? Yes, I am her friend. I am her friend, and my name is Barry.
Eleanor knows who you are. Eleanor knows who both of you are.
I thought I was being a spy. This is all quite new to me.
Yes, I'm Libby Scarsdale of the Bergen County Record. Hello. I'm
Her
here to
eyes-
save your marriage.
Her eyes narrow. That's the only expression she makes.
Frank attacked us in Africa. God, where were we?
Libya,
Yep.
Tripoli, correct?
Wait, where?
Tripoli, or
Tripoli.
Libya.
Okay. Frank attacked us in Tripoli on these orders.
She doesn't accept the papers. She's just narrowly looking. And then she looks over to one of the security people, gives a curt nod, and the security person presses play on the tape recorder.
Here is the 8 o'clock news for today, the 13th of March, 1938. Mussolini found himself a nasty surprise in North Africa yesterday evening when what appeared to be an army of undead militants assaulted Tripoli, accompanied by a giant moving statue of the Egyptian god Anubis. Ballistics bombarded the invaders long into the morning before the Italians retreated into a defensible position deep in the Libyan desert. The unnamed leader of this macabre battalion announced to the world that the god Set will rise again and take back what belongs to him. So it seems Hitler has found himself in a supernatural horse race to conquer Europe, even as German soldiers march into Austria. Now, back to your program.
It's how fortuitous that you were able to find a actual recording from that time that syncs up so well to what our story is doing.
Amazing.
What are the
Did everyone-
chances?
Did everyone see the small black box that made the noise? What was that? What was up with that? It was like a rectangle, like a weird monolith? Interesting. Strange. I should write about this.
She just stares at you all.
I mean, yes, there was an undead army as we fled that we couldn't fight. What do you want us to do, El?
I want you to find the Eye of Horus.
We're going to, but you also need to know that your husband, the President of the United States, wants to use it to kill Hitler.
Then she looks at the colonel. Your orders come from me, not from Franklin. Have a good afternoon. Twirls on her heel and walks out.
Are we supposed to keep the colonel in custody? Or...
I mean, he's supposed to listen to her, not to him, Frank. All right, well, we have to find this eye.
Colonel Warden is looking a little sheepish and kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, you should. Scarlett just looks at him and is like, you should absolutely feel super embarrassed right now. She gets like her face just says all of that as she looks at him. We might have been further along had you not detoured us.
What are we supposed to debrief with her further? Or
She's
do
not
we
gonna-
have new orders?
Yeah, she's not going to keep talking to us.
That was her debrief.
I see.
We need to find the eye and stop this nonsense.
That may be the case. I think I'm gonna catch up with her in case I have different orders. My mission is complete.
Wait, did someone re-raise the army we unraised?
But yeah, that was inferred in the radio broadcast. Is apparently there's a seeker out there that's
Okay.
making declarations and stuff and marching into Tripoli.
So we need to go over what we found. Frank, I guess you're staying in the raptor cage.
He says, I feel like I've failed the first lady, and I think the eagerness of my potential mission maybe got in the way of my judgment. I'm here to serve the angels as I was ordered to do.
Is he still in a cage, or is he just bound?
He's out but cuffed.
Barry is going to punch him.
Like nose breaking punch? What kind of punch?
Yes.
Does Barry know how to punch?
This is the first actual punch Barry has thrown, so it might not go great, but Barry is striking out on something right now.
The kind of swing that hurts your hand more than their face.
Yes,
That's what I'm wondering.
absolutely.
I almost want you to roll for it, but I'm not going to be that mean.
No, I'm happy to roll for this.
The outcome
so
is
I have-
uncertain, Chris.
It's true. It's true.
So is it just grit?
And
Yeah,
fight?
it's grit and fight.
Okay, so I don't have any fight, so is it just grit or just one
grit.
dice for fight?
Yeah.
Okay, just grit. Okay.
And I think so. Enough time has traveled in the past in the time you left Libya that any
No, Libby's still
conditions
with us.
or
Okay.
any conditions you have or luck is all cleared out.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Clear all
You
the
guys.
catches.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 2 6s on that. 2 6s
Okay.
and a 5. Fate really wants me to punch him.
Wow. Yeah. 2 6s. So not only do you punch him, but he twirls slowly and does the comedic drop unconscious.
The first
And-
war destroyed everything and took my family away. So watch your words.
Scarlett is going to put a hand on Barry's shoulder.
I apologize.
Oh no, I wanted to do it. This man cost us so much time. This would not be happening if he had not done what he had done. We would probably would have stopped a lot of this undead nonsense if we could have actually kept on our mission. But here we are, dealing with his bullshit. Let's get him back in the cage and let's get back on the painted lady and look over everything we have and look for this eye.
Chris, if I can, I think at this might be the moment where everyone realizes Amelia is sort of jogging after the first lady.
Wait.
Or has she already vanished in a plot hole, or is she?
No, no, she's leaving and it's a hangar, so it's not like she can just disappear, right?
Okay.
Yeah, she's walking. Her heels are clacking throughout the warehouse. That's
Right.
her detail behind her. Yeah.
So I'm just jogging along in my very practical boots. Madam First Lady, if I may, I'm just kind of away from the group at this point, trying to catch up with her.
She stops and does kind of a half turn and then realizes who it is and then does a full turn.
I'm not
Amelia,
sure. What
thank
kind of
you
entourage
for-
is she with?
She's with her 2 security detail.
Okay, then I'll just stick with First Lady for now. I need new
my
orders.
anger is not directed at you,
Hmm.
Amy.
Well, thank you for saying so. I've certainly feel like I could have contributed more positively to this mission. But that mission is complete, and I'm wondering what you would like me to follow up on, or if I should do some of my own research for a while.
I think maybe you need to keep an eye on the director to make sure she doesn't foobar anything else.
Interesting.
Not
Just so I'm
considering this is
aware,
loud because it's a hanger.
I think we're.
Do you want to hear that? I don't know.
I
if you
mean,
want to.
if she's noticed that Amelia's gone and walked towards Eleanor, Scarlett's not going to not eavesdrop.
I think for the sake of drama, you heard every word.
Great, perfect.
Okay. So Amelia's response is, I'm not sure all of that falls squarely on her shoulders, but I'm happy to perform whatever mission you assign.
There's
But
no
there
need to defend
were-
her. She's the one in charge. This is her fault. I need another set of clear head to make sure we stay on target.
Okay. So I just want to make sure, because I didn't know their mission parameters. Where did their mission fall down so that I can fully understand what the failing was?
It's too much to disclose.
I only mean so that I can watch for something similar in the future.
If I order you to do something, then you do it. That's where the mission fell down.
I see they did not follow orders.
No, they decided to gallivant across Northern Europe. And the colonel's another matter entirely, but she should have handled that as well.
All right. And should we leave him here with you then?
No, he's on your team.
Oh,
I need to
see.
go.
He is extremely unpleasant for the record, but I understand you're very busy and that's not your problem.
As
So-
she's walking away, then keep him out of the raptor cage. Not a damn animal. He's a United States colonel, and she's muttering to herself.
I think he stayed in there because he fucked up our own mission.
I mean, he did shoot first, so.
Yeah, like Scarlett kind of is just like mumbling, like, "Well, he did shoot first."
As Eleanor is leaving, Libby will wave from far off and be like, "The marriage counseling services are still offered for free at any time."
I think, and Amelia turns around, sees that Scarlett is like right there, and not right there, but there enough to know everything that happened. So there could be a nice, like, eyes locked moment.
Scarlett, like for a very second, looks very upset, and then is like, just kind of immediately is like, "All right, we have a mission. You had it. Let's go." And I guess we can find a better place for the colonel. Just kind of starts walking away.
Chris, is savvy what you would roll to sort of get a vibe check on
Yeah,
someone?
that's a read someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
wit savvy.
Do you want to read how upset Scarlett is?
Yeah, like I'm trying to get pinpoint accuracy. Like obviously you're upset. Eleanor's like just like ripped you up in front of everyone. Like that part's obvious. I'm trying to like do the full like Sherlock Holmes as my the genius playbook here.
I am date my girlfriend is mad at me.
Yep, all of that. Who is also your boss, and that's not complicated at all. But I guess what I'm curious is how much of the look is Scarlett like that was unfair criticism, or I really did screw up and I have to do better next time. That's what I'm trying to get out of that.
I mean, I will. Yeah, if you roll, I will tell you. Because Scarlett is trying to hide it.
Yeah. Okay, if that's what I'm checking. Like if that's roll material, I am happy to roll my dice. I have 7 dices.
Scarlett doesn't want you to know anything.
Right.
Oh yeah, certainly not personal information like that.
Oh, just nothing.
Add more dice. Okay. No, just 5s. 5s and 1s mostly.
I mean, you could roll luck.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
how
you
does that
could.
work?
Yeah, you just roll. You add a luck die to the pool, and you re-roll, but don't get a 1 on the luck die.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
luck die will stay with you until you clear your luck tracker.
Why not? I mean, I've got so many dice. There's no way I could miss again.
And that was the last we heard of Amelia.
Oh,
The books could kill. They did.
I got 2 6s, and one of them was the luck die.
Okay. All right.
How you do that?
That's
All right,
my
so
curse
now it's
only
up-
hurts everyone around me. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. So the look, I mean, Scarlett is feeling like she genuinely messed up and she is incredibly disappointed in herself because she can do this job and she has proven she can do this job. So the fact that this has gone so horribly wrong feels awful because she thinks Eleanor is 100% right. She does think it's a little unfair though with the Frank stuff because Frank really did get in the way in a massive way.
Yeah, he was shooting at us. Amelia was there for that. She thinks Frank
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But most of it is Scarlett is 100% putting this all on herself. Like she's right. I fucked up. This is horrible. I'm horrible. I should be doing a better job.
Okay.
Scarzy, you're too hard on yourself. I mean, I feel like this is dripping off of you.
I mean,
Like-
Scarlett, can I roll to see how? Because I feel like this is something Scarlett would be pretty good at.
Yeah. Yeah.
To-
Well,
to
you would need
conceal
to.
it.
I guess it would be Libby rolling to see. Savvy.
Yeah, I feel like Libby knows you well enough to like. So I'm gonna roll. What would I be rolling?
You're rolling
Christopher.
Wit and savvy.
Wit and savvy. All right. Let me find my character sheet.
Chris, do I add what was it, like a victory die or something next time because I had 2 6s?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You add another hero die,
Hero
and
die,
that
hero
one
die,
gets used up on your next roll.
Wit and savvy, you say. All right.
Oh, and I check 1 luck, right? I've used
Right.
1 luck.
Right,
That's
and
for the
you'll use it-
session.
You use a luck die until that luck tracker is
Oh, that's right.
clear.
Thank you.
Right.
Sorry, I can't hold all that in my head.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, would you believe I did indeed get 1 success. So I do still know my axe pretty well.
Uh-oh. People are seeing through Scarlett's facade. That must have hit really hard.
I mean, yeah, it definitely did not feel good.
Just me. It's just
I mean,
me.
she's being unfair, really, but
Hmm.
that's she's not good management.
That's not how
Uh,
Scarlett sees it. So
I'm gonna take
She
your
just,
side. and be like-
she's just wondering why there's an undead army marching across North Africa.
I'm gonna take your side and just be like, Scarzy, don't be too hard on yourself. She's being unfair. You did the best you could in a bad situation. You made a bunch of judgment calls, and yes, there's an undead army marching through Europe, through Africa, but that's not your fault, is it? It's the fault of those damned Italians.
fault.
Who's in charge of them? I'm not entirely sure.
it's my fault for not getting the Eye of Horus sooner. So we need to go and we need to get it. We got too sidetracked, and that's not okay. So
No,
we know
we
what our
made-
orders are. We know what to do.
you made the best calls you could. I promise. I just slipped into Scottish. You made the best calls you could. I promise. You're not screwing up. All right. It's fine.
Yes, it
You
will
are
be.
doing a good job. We'll get this Eye of Horus in at least 3 more sessions.
Sessions.
Yes, it's a thing the Oracle's been telling me about. It's very intriguing.
We just need to get the eye, and we need to stop this undead army from destroying Africa.
Yes, and we'll do it. You get the job done every time. That's one thing I've always admired about you. Even when I hated you, I knew you would get the job done.
Thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
Should we have maybe Frank log our resupply request out of character? This is like the most menial task I can imagine of like him going to get our rations and stuff. And we get something to eat before we go. We just landed. We have very fast transit.
If you want to get something to eat or get some tea, I will not stop you. I'm going to go back to my quarters and go over the files and see where this eye might be.
Okay.
I understand if you, as my team, need a minute to stretch your legs.
Well, I thought it might be good for general morale if we all went and had a moment.
I can't afford to, clearly. I have a job.
Is there any, so out of character, is there any version of Amelia talking Scarlet into this?
That
I
sway.
Yeah, you could try to sway her.
Okay. Well, unless you're certain, like, there's just no way that
Well,
outcome
as
is
a player,
possible.
Blythe can, not do it as well,
Yeah.
even if you win the roll. But
Yeah,
but you get an incentive for doing it.
I got a 6 and a 2 on my 2 dice to sway. My style is very low.
What is the incentive to follow the orders again?
You'll get a hero die.
All right, right.
Oh, I forgot to roll my hero die as well, so I'll just hang on to that.
Oh yeah, roll that.
I just think it would be, we've had a very difficult time, and it smells like it's the base lasagna, which I've had here before, which I will say is not the best lasagna I've ever had, but it's not the worst, and we're on an airbase, so we get what we get.
Fine, but I'm bringing my paperwork with me.
And London air bases, or English air bases, serve wine with dinner. So, I don't know if that's true in the world, but
It's true in this one.
okay.
Yeah. So Scarlet is fine. I'm gonna go get my papers out of the plane, and we will eat food, but I'm still going to work.
All right, cool. You'll get a hero die. And I mean, there's the you don't have to go to like the mess hall. There's like an officer's mess, or you can go to the more quiet areas of the base in order to just have a room to yourself. They have bangers, they have mash
And wine.
and wine and ale, and I can't imagine them having anything else.
Do they have mead?
Oh, they have really, really, really dark bread that weighs about 3 or 4 pounds.
I love
Do
that
they
stuff.
have mead?
Mead? No. That's the Navy. The Navy does that, not
My God.
not
Shade.
RAF.
They
They're
have
above that.
nothing to drink. Libby Scarsdale, now a canon mead drinker. Everybody mark that on your character sheets.
Okay,
These are
got
things
it.
that are true about Libby. So yeah, you can get a little quiet place to eat in the base, and you have
Barry is going to approach wherever Scarlet is sitting, and he is going to present her with a cup and just kind of try to make eye contact and say, "Your tea is prepared, ma'am."
And she's kind of doing one of those, like, she's got her
It's
paper.
It's whiskey.
Puts her hand out. I can't. My hand is getting cut off by the green
Yep.
screen.
Yeah.
She puts her hands out, takes it, sips, and is like writing and taking notes on her stuff. Like, so now she has whiskey and it's just like, must work.
have to prove my value.
She's nothing if not her work.
And you have the colonel on remedial sorts of
Yeah, he's doing
Activities.
resupply.
yeah.
Yeah, but we gave him some food because we don't want him to starve.
He's being very contrite and doesn't even make eye contact at this point.
Oh yeah, he messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so out of character again. Sorry, I'm just the original mission was before I got here. So we're supposed to go find the Eye of Horus, which y'all knew where it was at some point, but it slipped away.
Well, they thought they knew where it was, but they thought it was on a mummy, but it wasn't on the mummy. They found
Okay.
out.
So do we have live leads of where to look next?
We have the mummy.
That's what Scarlett was
search-
trying to find through her papers and her notes from the
Okay.
Now, I thought our mission was to save Santa Claus. That's what I've been working toward all this time.
We already did that.
I still have so many questions about that, but I think Amelia has this like kind of 6x9 leather bound notebook with just this like obsessively tiny handwriting in it of like all of her notes that she takes and the time that she was on the alien ship and well, supposedly alien. We don't know. But Chris, if it is researching this within the bounds of wit and lore.
Yep.
Okay. I would like to roll that if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I have 1 hero die left, so that puts me at 9 dice, which is
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Can I don't know, because she's using this time to very thoroughly research everything she's done. Should I also roll something?
Yeah, you can, or you can assist if you're working on it together. If you're not working on it together.
Scarlett's just working on her own. She's
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
process
So
of
you
doing
roll
it.
separately and you'll get different stuff.
okay. Yeah. So my hero die was not a 1. That's the thing I'm supposed to watch for, right?
Yeah. The hero die is 1 and done. So you roll that and then
Okay.
if you get a 6, you get some boons.
Okay, I'll remove that from my list. But I got
the-
2 6s on my
Okay.
on the rest of my dice.
You're watching for 1s on the luck die. That's when you run out of luck.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
luck.
Okay. Yeah, I was mixing up
Yeah.
luck die and hero die.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were looking through your own notes and experiences.
Yeah, I don't think I have much of a library or anything, and I'm doubting Scarlett's gonna let me look over her shoulder or like kind of go through her maps or anything. Well, I don't know. How much can I collaborate with Scarlett?
Sounds like she's kind of on her own.
She is very you would have to you'd really have to persuade her, which I also just realized I forgot to roll my hero dice, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
But
Amelia is generally not persuasive, and I think she had her one big sway moment of getting Scarlett to come have dinner. So,
which, by the way, Scarlett is barely eating. But yeah, I rolled a 6 and then a 1 on my luck dice.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. So that 6 has got to hurt in some way.
yeah.
And
And
as if she isn't hurting enough.
Just keep kicking.
Chris, my research, my lore roll, I'm also trying to incorporate all of the like sketches and notes that I've been doing from the inside of the Painted Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to correlate any of those things of like, where is this thing and how can we get there? And I have 2 6s on that roll.
Okay. I think, okay, so for Amelia, I think yours is going to be more about putting pieces together than finding information.
Okay.
But you recall hearing legends about the source of the Nile, which is deep in Central Africa somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the Europeans try to find that because they believe that is where the most impressive treasure of the most impressive dynasties of Egypt were located. And that, so your conjecture is that, well, if the Eye of Horus was that important, they wouldn't have buried it with Seti I. They would have buried it somewhere, where they kept their most precious treasure. So you have a theory that maybe we need to be looking for the source of the Nile.
Okay.
All right, now I need to deal with Scarlett's findings, but she's going to get a catch.
Emotional?
Yeah, well, it depends on what you find, I think, because I had to find something that hurts, and this is where the game gets fun, because I need to like figure out what would be difficult for you to uncover. And it's not that it's the source of the Nile. I think that give me a moment. I think the thing that you uncover is that first of all, you're pretty certain based on your notes that Set as an entity is very real. and here's what it is. You find that to anybody that utilizes the Eye of Horus is going to invoke Set. In other words, if it's used at all, the ancient Egyptian god of war will rampage the world, because it is basically Set's eye. So it's not even that it'll make you impervious or invulnerable; it's that it's going to bring the end of the world. So the stakes are way higher than you thought.
Which is making, I guess, in the sense I'm glad I didn't listen to Frank.
Yeah, right. So yeah, you'll need to take a catch from that information.
I'm gonna pick emotional just because that's where she's at. She's all over the place right now. And that doesn't help because, oh God, the consequences of my actions in her brain. Even though,
yeah,
really her fault? Probably not, but she thinks it is. But she's trying very hard to keep composed as she reads that. And it's just like, sip whiskey.
Barry refills the cup.
Chugs more whiskey.
This is good.
This
is the way.
Yes. Which I guess if you wanted to read her, you would she's just like internally screaming.
And generally looking frustrated at how to proceed.
I mean, she tries to keep her cool because she is a spy. So
Sure.
She's sitting there. I think the way it looks to y'all is like,
All right.
All right, so that's what you uncover through your research and your. So I'll leave it to you.
I would have Amelia. I think Amelia had. I'm picturing us at these long tables. I don't know what is our actual set, these cafeteria tables, but
yeah, it is. But you're in kind of a private officer's mess.
Okay. So I want to kind of slide down to where Scarlet and not Joe. He's not called Joe. Barry.
Yeah, Joe's someone else. He's not in this campaign yet.
Right. Where Scarlet and Barry are basically drinking together, and bring a sheet of butcher paper that's probably meant to be a basic placemat kind of thing, and say, okay, I have something to postulate.
go on.
If I'm not interrupting.
It's fine.
Okay. Great. And Barry, I apologize. I am not the best at drawing maps, and I know you are probably a connoisseur of navigating implements. So apologies for this not being perfectly to scale. But here's my theory. And she uses the photonic wrench to and draw topographical area around the head of the Nile. And, to the best, it's actually a pretty good map. But this area, so my research says what we're looking for, and she kind of looks over her shoulder, should be near the head of the Nile, which, most eyes are in people's heads, and there may be some metaphor connecting with real life, depending on where this technology actually originates from. It's a lead.
It's very real.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But
so you think you know where you can find the eye?
I think this is a good place to start, but based on, and she kind of lists all of the things that she's been cross-referencing in this 3D chess of way of trying to describe her notes. But again, apologies for the rudimentary calculations here, but this is, I think, pretty close.
Scarlett's flipping through her notes, kind of looking over, and
There's conjecture that the source of the Nile is Lake Victoria in Central Africa.
Okay.
But it's conjecture because there are a lot of things that feed into the Nile. And if the Egyptians had a source, who's to say that it would be Lake Victoria? That would be way beyond their means to get to, probably. Well, definitely.
See, the only source of the Nile I know is Lake Victoria. It doesn't quite add up.
Perhaps they didn't travel in any means we've known.
I mean, that's possible. Or
Perhaps connecting those two places requires something beyond mere planar point-to-point travel, but something extra planar.
Can we be certain at some point that the eye did in fact rest there in that location?
we can't be certain of anything, to be honest.
We don't have
Other
any way
than
to
this
observe
is-
that.
Huh?
We might find ourselves in the right place, but not the right time. Barry is looking over to Amelia, and he's trying to verbalize something that he doesn't quite have the words for. But
I see. So you're concerned about being spatially local, but temporarily displaced. Temporally, sorry, out of character. Temporally
Might also be temporary.
displaced. However, if your goal as the pilot, as we've seen, there's an additional connection. If your goal for a destination includes a temporal coordinate, would you perhaps be able to bridge that transit?
I'm certainly willing to find out.
Okay.
Well, it's a place to start, that's for certain, and we need to do this soon because, well, let's just say the eye. This is very bad news. If anyone uses it, very bad things will happen. Worse things than are already happening. So we
Agreed.
can't let anyone use the eye. Anyone.
Including ourselves.
Anyone.
Mr. Rector, what do we do with the eye once recovered? It is not safe anywhere on this world.
Eleanor,
only-
plan.
Mr. Scarlet, I trust you with all of my heart, but I do not trust Eleanor. She is too close. I believe our best solution is to take the artifact out of this world entirely. And I have just the vessel that can do that.
I know. And like I said, Eleanor has a plan.
May I make a suggestion? The Bergen County Record seems to have a massive warehouse of extra-dimensional objects, supernatural portents, that sort of thing.
Does it
They
really?
could put it in a box and just lock it up forever. That could be a solution as well. Yes, it would be on this plane, but good luck finding it.
Do they have a protocol for visiting scholars? Because I would be very interested in learning more about this.
I'll speak with my editor, and actually, I believe Stanley Levitz could help you with that, wherever he may be.
I see. All right. Make a note of that.
Scarlet is concerned that you found out about that.
I mean, where do we get all of the extra gear? Come now.
Now, Barry, I understand your concern about, well, not wanting to have the item here at hand or in Eleanor's hands, but perhaps putting it somewhere away is also risky in that we don't know what it's up to or who's having access to it. But if we had the ability to hide it away where somewhere we know where it is, we can both protect it and keep it out of the wrong hands.
Trust in me is trust in Eleanor. That is the that is the truth of the matter. She has a plan for how we will store it, and you can trust that it will not be in the wrong hands, and it will be safe.
We also trusted Colonel Ward,
I never.
and we're under orders to trust him again.
Yeah, I don't like Frank Warden very much, but here we are.
Scarlett, I understand what you're saying, but the fact remains you're here in the field with us, and
Yes.
the First Lady is not. And that doesn't mean I don't trust her, but we are present and more able to make rough and ready decisions. So I also trust your judgment in her place.
And my judgment is that she has a plan and we will trust it and follow through with it.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I got us in this mess. We have to get out of it. Let's work on this.
That's enough, Scarlett. You didn't get us into this mess. You get us out of it.
I am in charge of this team. I know the mission. I knew the parameters, and I will continue to follow them. Eleanor knows what she's doing.
I'm afraid I must cast in with Mr. Havelock and having certain doubts.
I will go with you as far as I can. I hope you're correct. And I hope that Eleanor does see a greater picture and that she can make a better decision. But if she cannot, then I cannot honestly follow.
I mean, she was.
I suspect we'll have a different conversation then, but that doesn't have to happen now.
There's a lot of things none of you know that I do know, and I know that this will be safe, and that Eleanor will make sure it's safe.
Well,
Unfortunately, that's not something you can share. And so I'll only be able to trust my own eyes.
and we won't need to trust anything until we actually find this thing. So
That's the most important part right now. Is
one
we
step at
need
a
to
time, I
find this.
suppose.
If it comes to it, I am more than willing to use what I've learned about myself, about the Painted Lady, to secure this item, even if it means I do not return from where it must be delivered. In this, I have no doubt.
Barry, don't be so dramatic.
I'm not.
You won't trust me. The underworld isn't going to be the safe place you think it is.
I'm simply saying I'll do whatever is required to make sure the world is not broken a second time.
I agree. And
And it's a-
unfortunately, the world may be broken a second time, but we can stop it from being broken much, much worse. There are things we can't control, things we can't stop. But this we can control, and this, well, we can stop the end of the world if we find this eye.
True.
Out of character, I feel like the presence of an enormous army of the undead and a giant moving statue in the news has now moved us solidly into alternate history. So,
Oh, that's the thing that did it?
Everything up until now, including John Wayne and Eleanor, has been factual.
listen, I have been keeping track of how we can this can be explained with actual, because like John Wayne really was kind of a poser. So but now there's no going back.
yeah, it was in the news. It's possible that was broadcasted and then deleted, and all records of it deleted.
Perfect. Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, and now there's people with reel-to-reel copies that they had recorded off the radio, trying to get people to listen to it. Like, oh, that's not real. Come on.
That was propaganda. They're just trying to show Mussolini as weak.
It was like that War of the Worlds program. Actually, I don't think that was till the 40s.
Am I to understand our destination is Lake Victoria?
It is the best lead we've got right now.
And to whatever extent you're able, if you're able to point us or skew us in the temporal direction that we can't articulate but know that we need, since you were able to impel the ship apparently by your need.
I'm reluctant to attempt crossing divergent streams simultaneously. Perhaps physically being there and then a separate venture would be safer rather than threading two needles.
Sure. Small movements, one change at a time. I understand.
We just need to get there as quickly as possible.
I shall make the lady ready.
Now, I also have to clean up my office. Loved the 10 loop-de-loops, but it's a mess in there.
Oh, did you not have everything secured?
My tables and most of my papers, sure, but there were some loose articles.
Oh, I see.
So I have to go put those back.
Well, I guess we should all pack up.
I'm gonna prepare the painted lady and then go to Africa
Again.
again.
Now, Chris, I don't know what sort of capacity we have to request things on an RAF base, but if we wanted, like I was hoping to get Amelia like a more traditional sidearm or even a rifle or something. Like she's actually a good shooter, and with how I've put this character sheet together.
Yeah, no, you can totally get.
And
sidearms
not
and
every
things.
situation warrants a ray gun, so
We
Yeah, you
can,
could have
disagree.
Frank. You could have Frank requisition some basic sidearms and things like that.
We
okay.
can also get whatever weaponry we like from the Bergen County record, which affords me extra gear once per session.
Okay.
Which Emily has been using freely and extremely loosely. So yeah, but but the
Are we talking about the same
sidearms,
Emily?
no problem. If there's any other kind of gear like that, you are on an Air Force base, so you can get anything you need except for a tank.
Okay. Yep.
But if you need a tank,
And you can
Sidearm,
go to the-
Really trying to get a tank in play.
a couple rifles. Oh, parachutes. Parachutes for everybody.
Those are good. Parachutes are good.
we discovered those have been around since like the 1700s, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you need a parachute
Well,
in the
to
1700s?
varying degrees of success.
But it was a fun discovery of us trying. You know, we try really hard to stay historically accurate here.
Yeah.
It's a
About
high
that.
priority of our gameplay.
I'm keeping an eye on us. I'm making sure everything fits.
So how are you going to just fly to Lake Victoria, or are you going to use special tricks to get there? Lake Victoria, by the way, is huge. Like it's Great Lakes huge.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start off just traveling by normal means, just flying. And we probably still need to use that time to pin down exactly where we want to start landing and searching and setting up a.
Yeah, Scarlett's gonna once again grab a bunch of notes she might have on the Eye of Horus and then go into the engine room and look at that map.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was actually thinking about the same thing for Amelia. So we can wind up in there together.
Yeah, it might be good for you actually to help because Scarlett's actually really bad at like I need to level up my lore and I keep forgetting to level it up again because I'm like she needs to be better at research.
So Chris, just on a random instinct, it's fine if this is nothing. Not everything has to yes and. But I would love to go into the engine room with Scarlet, and we're kind of looking over everything, and on a whim, kind of use the photonic wrench to project a rough image of Lake Victoria, in varying sizes, like kind of move closer, move further away over any of the things in the engine room, and just see, like, does this rough shape, if I, turn it, like, does it match any of the sort of, I know it's not hieroglyphic, but the, whatever you call it, all of the, drawings.
Yeah, let's give that a try. Why don't we do a I think this is still lore. Actually, it might be savvy if you're like trying to find patterns or disruptions of patterns or things like that. But if you're trying to find information, it would be lore.
I think I am like savvy's a one less die, but I think I am looking for, like, I am trying to unfocus my eyes and see the sailboat. I'm not actually making a logical connection. I'm trying to unlogic my brain, which is, I think, difficult for a genius. I wouldn't know personally, but sounds right.
You assume.
I mean, Scarlet is helping, like looking through the papers and cross-referencing and trying to help find a pattern.
And I believe this would have fallen under the Uganda British Empire at this time. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it could be Congo.
In the middle of Uganda, I think.
Yeah. So your records would be the imperial records, of all of the colonial bastards. But yeah, you have access to all of those, and actually probably have a lot of it since it's British.
Yay.
Oh, wow. That is really huge. It's in Kenya. It's in Uganda. It's in Tanzania. Wow. That is huge. Okay.
Are there any myths or folklore of Set that give us more clues?
All right. Why don't you take a journey down that road? So we have 3 roles going on.
Okay.
1, check finding patterns that you might find. 2, hard information about Lake Victoria.
Ooh. I got 1-6 for my savvy roll.
All right.
Yeah, and yours would be lore. Like, and then we'll get to the supernatural end after that. So while Scarlet is rolling, what did you get, Amelia?
Oh, I got 1-6.
1-6. Okay. You have the ray gun going up against, and you see that there's an area of the lake that looks exactly like an ibis with the long beak.
Yeah.
And when you kind of orient the screwdriver,
the wrench.
Lines
it's a
up.
photonic wrench. Well, why would it be a screwdriver? That's ridiculous.
It lines up with the like the symbol of Thoth. And it's like almost uncanny how this area of the lake, the shoreline, looks like an ibis beak.
Okay. And so Amelia and Scarlet are in there, or is Barry there as well?
I think everybody's in there.
Well, we're definitely in there. I don't know if Barry is prepping or what Barry is.
Barry is in the cockpit.
Okay.
Yeah, flying.
Where's Libby?
Libby's also here in the room with y'all.
Okay.
She's researching the mighty lake monster Lakwata.
All right. So Amelia pauses on this, turns like, all right, now at the risk of this being sheer coincidence, is anyone else seeing something here? Just a double blind. Does this look like anything to anyone else? Because I think I see something.
Amelia, it looks like a lake. It looks like a giant lake.
Bergen County record, you said?
I rolled 2 6s.
Okay, so take that hero die. There was an area of the lake where some early explorers and early European explorers in the 1850s found substantial Egyptian, maybe Nubian ruins under the surface of the water. But it was too dangerous to explore, and it's very dangerous to get to. So really, the Empire didn't do anything with it. But you know where that is.
And does that spot look like that spot on the map on the
Yeah,
wall?
it correlates. Now, correlation does not mean causation, but
No, but when you don't have a lot to go on,
But it's now
Scarlet
2
looks
data
at,
points.
you have 2 data points.
Scarlet looks up at the map and looks at her notes and looks at the map. I mean, it looks like this area where they found some ruins in the some Egyptian ruins, but they couldn't explore them because they're underwater. That would have been dangerous.
Okay, I think this may be more than coincidence because I did not know about those ruins, so I don't believe it colored my instinct to notice this. Okay.
That's good.
This is... this may be a lead.
And what about the cockpit? You were going to kind of do like what? You're going to try to link into higher consciousness, or
that was actually Joe just pitching ideas, but I'm happy to have Barry try.
on kind of like the supernatural angle.
Oh, more like tapping into, I think, after unlocking a lot of the subconscious stuff from his father, I'm thinking there's maybe some kind of ancestral imprinted memory or just some sense knowing about this kind of stuff. If it happens to me, nothing, that's fine, but I think that's a fun role for Barry to try.
Let's do it as a
I have no
let's do it
points in
as a
any of
luck.
this. Luck. Okay, yeah. Is that just 1 dice?
Yeah, just 1 if you have
Okay.
none.
Cool. I rolled a 1.
Okay, now when you roll a 1 on a luck roll, that means you do take a catch.
Okay.
So
Let's
I
see.
should have warned you about that.
That's fine.
But let me tell you what happens, and you can decide which catch you want to take.
Okay.
So you are letting your mind wander. Is that how you're doing it? You're sort of like maybe as you're flying over the Atlantic at dark.
Yeah, like loose association, just like seeing if something comes up and not shutting it down. Just
Yeah. Okay, I think you end up falling into something of a daydream or a trance. And when you are in that state, you are witnessing a massive battle in the ancient days between 2 strong armies, but in the jungle. And you can definitely tell that they are Egyptian. And it looks a little weird to see them in this environment.
yeah.
But there is one figure that is standing on a rock outcropping over a lake, and he has in his hands a bloody eye that he's screaming to the heavens with, and sort of a victory scream. And you can just see the slaughter all around him. And you're doing all of this instead of flying.
Yeah, right.
So when turbulence hits, and a bunch of things go knocking off of tables, and there's some confusion, and you get caught into kind of an updraft, and you find the plane's a little bit out of control.
Okay.
Now you kind of get back into it and you snap into it, but that does give you a catch.
Okay. I am off guard.
Are we all bounced around?
There's some turbulence, and like one of the drop 5 feet kinds of turbulence. Like, whoa!
Yeah.
Is there an intercom that I can just be like, Barry, what's going on up there?
My apologies. We are back in control. That will not be happening again. That was a momentary lapse on my part.
Please don't let it happen again.
Christopher, how do you feel about introducing a lake monster to the proceedings?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there are lake monsters. What are you getting at?
I just used a wonderful machine the Bergen County Record has called Google to look up to look up a lake monster named Lukwata who lives in Lake Victoria. And I just think it would be wonderful if we met him, forged a bond, and maybe we spent the rest of the session on that instead of the story.
The Quata is a lake monster, eh? That
Yes.
is now in my tool chest. Thank you.
That's great.
Thanks, Emily.
You're so welcome.
We're gonna get swallowed.
Mhm.
We want to have that bottle episode. Why? And I had pitched a submarine, but why not in the
That's
belly
it.
of a lake
That's it.
monster?
In the realm of Lion and Veil, if it could just not be it look like an eel, I am a-okay with whatever other kind of lake monster we like, just not eels, please.
Got it.
You're okay with like a Nessie, like
Oh yeah,
Mm.
sure.
Mm.
I love snakes. Snakes are great in general.
Yeah, snakes are great.
Serpents, sure. Eels don't
Mm.
exist. They're not real.
what about just like a giant dog that swims very fast?
Sure.
You mean like the water horse?
A selkie?
No, the California
else
seal
seen
is
that
very,
movie in
the harbor seal
2006?
is very much like a dog.
Yeah. It's an 800-pound dog.
They also are kind of murderous, so like be careful.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, this is the information you have gathered so far. And apparently there are legends of a lake monster in Lake Victoria, spotted by some European explorers.
Chris, the like everything we're looking at as leads is in the like middle of the water, right? It's not like something near Lake Victoria. It's like those ruins or something. You said they were underwater ruins.
Yeah, but off of a coast that looks like this ibis
Mm.
beak. So it's kind of like, it's a reachable area, but it's in a dangerous area. It's marshland, and according to the records, it's just very difficult to get to. There are jaguars. It's kind of a wild. It's like it's sort of a watering hole. So there's lots of fauna that go there, which make it like particularly dangerous.
Okay, but
coming
it's
in.
not like in a deep part of the lake.
Well, you don't know how deep it goes.
Okay. All right. So then as we level out again, using that same intercom Scarlett was just on, now Barry or anyone like talking into the intercom, also including Scarlett and Libby in the conversation, has this vehicle ever experienced an amphibious moment or perhaps been submersed? There are a lot of theoretical conversations with expanding the capacity of a U-boat type of thing for exploration purposes, but it's been very limited in development.
Would Scarlet know?
I don't know that. Well, roll up. Has it ever been used as a submarine?
Great.
I don't know. Let's let the dice decide.
Let's see how my luck goes.
Look up when exploratory submarines were developed.
I think
is that how-
you have a luck die, so you get 2d6.
Okay, that was going to be my question.
That Gentleman Nemo, I believe, did some work in this area.
The bathyspheres.
6.
You did. Awesome. Yes, it was used experimentally as a submerged vessel.
1934 was the bathysphere. Yep. Okay. But this the Painted Lady has gone underwater before.
Yeah,
So Scarlet is going to...
It was there was a lead on a location for Atlantis by the Azores. Not much was discovered, but it was used in that way back in the 20s.
So Scarlet is going to share, or not, yes, the Painted Lady can go underwater. It can go quite deep too.
Ah. Well, that could make the next leg of this journey a lot more comfortable.
It was going to be my suggestion, that's for sure.
Barry, any thoughts?
I have always been a pilot. I have never driven. Do you drive a submerged vehicle?
I
This
think
is all-
many of the principles are similar. Pitch, yaw, rotation,
Barry, you should instinctually know how to kind of do this.
Very well. If that is where we must go, I shall make the attempt.
Oh, this is exciting. I wish I had procured some underwater gear. Too bad. Well,
That would have been a good visual with the old timey
yeah.
suits.
The tubes coming out of the top and the gated visor,
Right.
little window on a metal sphere.
Love this. I want this.
I think we have to have that just for the visual.
All right.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
we
Because
do
like
have
the
one
Fainted
packed
Lady's
away?
equipped for random things like this.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it is done.
Yay.
I need to see that in my mind's eye.
All right. So
Now
who
we
knows
have-
that we have this? The dive suit.
I think it reveals itself when the transformation's complete. Like the Painted Lady kind of gives you the resources you need
Oh,
when
okay.
you're in that mode. Like when you're in Zeppelin mode, you have
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
things than when you're in
It's
airplane mode.
the room of requirement or the closet of
Yeah,
requirement.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that is 100% what's happening right now. Scarlett's just kind of like, it'll give us what we need. It'll do it. It'll do what we need it to do. As long as Barry stays in contact with it.
If we're all willing,
Well,
then I suppose this is this is the new frontier for us.
I'm thrilled to find out what's beneath those waters.
Barry is going to close his eyes. What kind of a role should he be making?
Are we going to fast forward to when you arrive there?
Um,
I'm assuming you're not going to turn into a submarine while flying over
no.
the Mediterranean.
I'm unless there's
rule.
plot things
Let's
we have
do
to
it.
do. No. Like I'm assuming we fly there without it, unless incidents happen, which I'm
Yeah,
fine
no,
with.
it's fine. You're flying over
Yeah.
Africa, and it's probably, I don't know the math, but it's going to be at least probably a full day of flying.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And into the night or whatever it is. So yeah, you can, everybody's rested and you've had your time to investigate. You know where you're going on the map. So when you get to that, you're sort of on the eastern edge of, I should say, the northwestern edge of the lake. Sorry, I'm a little dyslexic on directions. And you can find that kind of alcove in the lake where it looks like an ibis, and from the air you can clearly see it.
Okay.
And dawn is breaking at this point, so it's this magnificent reflection over this lake, which may as well be an ocean, with the marshlands around it, and then the receding jungle beyond. You can even see that lots of wildlife out there, and it's a real beautiful view as you're coming in.
Okay.
So this is where you're going to go. So you're basically going to water, land, and then submerge. I'm assuming
Yeah.
sort of how this will work.
Right.
And
We're
and
just
you're
like
kind of
Tailspin.
stop and drop. So yeah, let's call this a pilot roll.
Okay.
And
Am I the only
we'll see how it
Tailspin
goes.
cartoon fan here?
Wait, no, I even know I love Tailspin.
Okay.
It's been years since I've seen
We
it.
have I guess it's called Drive in this game. I forgot.
Would you say that life is like an airplane here in The Painted Lady?
I have 1-6.
Okay. All right. So it's like you've done this before. You feel at one with the machine, and you just and it was like before, where it's like it's sort of a shifting evolution of shape. It's not like a Transformers Unite kind of
Right.
thing. Or what's the Transformers? I almost said Transformers Assemble, but never
Roll
mind.
out.
Anyway.
Roll out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
Ooh, can I pitch an idea of what I think Barry thinks is happening?
Yeah. Sure.
I think Barry closes his eyes and he just feels for a version of him and the crew where it's always been a submerged vehicle. It's never been an airplane. And everything that needs to be there has always been there. And at the same time, there's a version that feels a lot like him and the same crew that are needing a plane. And there's like a merging, like Mandela effect, where we kind of come out of a fugue state and we've like swapped in a way. Does that, I think that's how Barry's trying to connect it in his hit, but I don't know if that's actually happening.
Oh, it's hard to say because this is like beyond our physical understanding.
Yeah.
Starting to get into interplanar science and stuff, quantum physics. So it sort of dissolves the wrong word, but it just sort of gently dissolves like a movie dissolve into a submarine, and it's sort of, you know, cast iron bolted, sort of industrial feeling, very different feel than the Painted Lady, and you just feel the impact of the lake take you under. And you have let's see, you have, I'm going to go ahead and just describe it this way, even though it might not be entirely accurate to the things of the time, but you do have a window, which is sort of this, you know, the glass that's shaped, and so you can actually see outside of it. Obviously you can't take this too deep, but yeah, you can actually see what's going on at the lake bottom, and there's just, you know, underwater vegetation is just as much as there is in the jungle, so it's like really rich with life. And there is the spotlight that's kind of showing things as you're coming up, and you see hewn stone pass by, and then some more of it, and then there's a crunched up pillar column, and then you go on further and it looks like the start of a road, and there are all of these structures that are there that have been submerged under the lake.
There was civilization here.
This was a freshwater lake, and so who knows what the depth has been over the thousands of years. In fact, there was a time when the lake wasn't there at all.
Right.
I wonder if a meteor helped with this.
Possible. Scarlett's kind of like, Scarlett's looking at Amelia like, it's possible? Like, I don't know.
It's not a concern. Meteors that size wouldn't land in the same place twice. That's the odds against that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Do we think it was extraterrestrial beings with shovels?
Shovels?
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised with all the stuff I've seen.
Oh, yes, I suppose. Quantum steam shovels. Yeah.
I mean, Amelia over here has a photonic wrench.
If they have the technology to travel all the way here across the stars, I imagine they might have something more sophisticated than a shovel. That's all my only.
What if they advanced their ability to transport themselves across the gulf of space so far that they forgot to invest in improving digging technology?
I suppose that's a valid concern.
Or it was formed when westward flowing rivers were dammed by an upthrown crustal block.
No, that doesn't sound likely.
That doesn't sound right.
Colonel, let's just give
That's
it a
a
rest,
stretch.
bud.
That's a stretch.
Leave
Is
the
that
science
just
to
like
the
Frank?
scientists.
Frank says that.
Frank is off to the side. Oh, Frank. Okay, so we're here.
Barry turns around. You shut your mouth, Frank. I'll turn this around. Drop you off.
We have so we're underwater.
Yep. And
We
you're
have
seeing
some dive suits.
you're seeing sort of an underwater city that has been decaying with time. But there are structures under here, and as you go in deeper, there is what appears to be a pyramid. It's an older step pyramid kind of design, older being, you know,
like a ziggurat more.
Yeah, more like the Nubian pyramid. So like they're from Old Kingdom. They haven't quite figured out the exact pyramid structure yet.
Is it where it like goes like up, like ridges almost?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of deep, and so it's pretty deep underneath, and that is very close to the what you thought was a rock in your vision, Barry, but looked like maybe that was the top of that pyramid.
I've been here before. I've seen this before, but there wasn't. It wasn't underwater. It wasn't always like this.
What were the circumstances?
I recount the vision. I recount the armies and what looked like Egyptians fighting some other force, but it was a jungle. All of this was jungle and dry. And there was a figure holding a bloody eye on that outcropping right there.
Sounds like that's where we go look.
I believe we're in the right place, but are we in the right time?
I mean, I think we're in our time at the moment. I will get a dive suit ready and I will go out and look.
And let's describe these dive suits. They're well earned.
Jason, since it was you, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at the. I think I have the right thing in my mind, so I'm just pulling up a picture here real quick.
And this could have been
yeah.
this could be old tech too. So if you want to go
I
older,
imagine the big daddies from BioShock too.
Yeah, that's pretty close. It's those heavy industrial pants that you have to get into, and then you pull this harness, like jacket harness thing over it that provides there's a lot of like instrumentation on the upper chest that then you like have to like bolt your helmet onto that, and then there's a tube that extends up behind you, actively feeding air through.
Umbilical, yeah.
Yeah, you would have a few minutes if that were to be compromised, but not much more than that. And yeah, I think they're big heavy boots to help you like drop to the bottom, and weights
and
that
weights,
you could things like you can drop ballast to be able to go back up, but supposed to deploy with all these weights.
So awesome.
All right, so Scarlett's suiting up. Is anybody else going to suit up?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was in the co-pilot seat like, oh, look, the altimeter changed to a depth gauge. This is like, there's just like so many exciting things happening that it's like, oh, we're going out. Okay.
I'll suit up.
It's like one important thing that says PSI, and it's like, a stable needle.
So
That's a good one to keep an eye on.
Does it have a psionic ability? Interesting.
Because Libby always has to look good. How does she make this look good?
I'm glad you asked. Picture it. We're beneath the surface of Lake Victoria. Through the gloom, two headlights pierce what appears to be just an endless murk from the mud rising up from the bottom. In front of those headlights, women swim. Now, it might seem as though this diving suit is a bulky, incredible mess that no one could be seen through. But thanks to the seamstresses at the Bergen County Record, Libby Scarsdale has fashioned her suits that it is much closer to skin tight. Now, is it actually? No, it does overstate her proportions somewhat, but in a way that is very pleasing to others. Two fish swim up from the bottom of the depths. They're about to go to their work at the fish stick factory, and there they are, and they gaze upon this vision, and they say, my goodness, who is that? They return to their wives that night, and their wives say, you're distracted today. What is it? And they say, I saw the most beautiful woman in the world descending from the sky in front of the headlights of a strange metallic beast. And then she swam forward and was gone. Their marriages end that night. Their children are left without fathers, but such is the price of pure beauty.
That is canon.
I'm real concerned about the fish who produced fish sticks.
Yeah,
and
they're
what that
sticks
meant
that
for
fish
their
make.
society.
Don't ask too many questions. It's canon within the world of temples and tombs, the Eye of Horus.
I'm here for it.
You know, they're not edible fish sticks. They're like, you know, sticks that they use as tools.
It's
Yeah,
code
for the
gay
fish home, the fish
I
homes.
see. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's literally code for gay fish. They're just gay.
Uh,
But they saw a really beautiful woman.
So,
Sorry, does no one
So
else
you're-
remember that joke?
I'm drawing a blank. Sorry.
They're they're going to both launch competing drag personas named Fishy Scarsdale.
Yes, exactly. The one South Park joke I actually know is the time that it was like, do you like fish sticks? What are you, a gay fish? And Kanye West didn't get it in the show, and then in real life he didn't get it, and it was like he reacted exactly like the show wrote him, which was
Wow.
like, I don't understand the joke. It was it's the one thing from South Park I like. Otherwise, I don't know anything about that show.
so we have the murky depths of Lake Victoria.
Mm.
Is everybody going? No, I assume Barry needs to stay in the.
Barry's suited
Painted
up,
lady.
but he's staying in the submerged orchid.
Submerged Orchid.
And the other three are tethered through oxygen umbilical cord. And as you go out into the lake, well,
Are we do we have intercoms? Like, do we have little communication devices? I know that's probably too futuristic, but might also
Actually,
be good.
I'm pretty sure you can shout up the tubes.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing.
Oh,
we'll go with it because you need to be able to communicate.
yeah. That was the only reason I was asking. I was like, I know scientifically or historically.
I
you know,
actually
we
think
hear-
the umbilical would. I could be misremembering, but
It'd be like cups on a wire kind of thing.
yeah.
Let's go with it. So you can
Alright.
communicate.
Cool. Being able to talk to each other is important.
And
Cool.
more interesting.
We're gonna go looking around, and I'm gonna go to the spot that Barry mentioned.
At the top of this submerged pyramid,
Yeah.
there's Actually, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh,
What do I roll for that again? Stunt?
We don't do that very much. You're going to be rolling. What is it again? Quick and stunt.
Okay.
Does Barry roll, or is Barry not in this one?
Yeah, he rolls 2.
Okay.
Scarlett's still emotional, right?
Yeah. Wait. No, it was like a full day journey, so you can clear that catch.
Cool. Just checking.
if I have a luck die still left over,
Clear
I
that
include
one
that?
too. No, clear it because it's been a full day of
clear it.
travel.
Got it.
But I rolled a luck for the
Oh.
roll of the ship, so I still have a luck, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got 1 6, and I assume this is when I stop rolling 6s tonight.
You hit your cap.
I've rolled so well so far, and it's before combat.
I'm worried now too. I've rolled some hard 6s today already. I've won 6 for my initiative.
Okay.
And I have left my conventional firearms on the ship because I don't think they will be very helpful here.
Probably not.
I just have my wrench.
I rolled 3 6s.
Okay.
Holy moly.
Wow.
She takes all the turns.
Yep.
I mean, this is the one stat I'm good at.
I don't want to go first, so that's great.
This is my best stat is I make everything cool.
What did Libby get?
You're muted.
1. I got one
One.
success.
One
So,
success,
which
okay.
I only rolled 3 dice, so that's a real accomplishment for old
Yeah.
Libby Scarsdale.
Yeah, I only
Libby-
rolled 4,
Libby St.
so it's
James.
that getting that 1 feels very like a big accomplishment.
So as you're walking, I guess you're doing the underwater thunk, float, 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 thunk, float, 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 and heading towards this pyramid. The sunlight above the surface of the water is eclipsed, and there is, a bunch of fish, these tropical fish just disperse, they're gone. And Scarlet sees a scaled underbody of what might be some sort of crocodile, but it just keeps going and going and going and going. And you're thinking this thing is probably 60 feet. It just pivots around above, and you can see this massive crocodilian head. And this crocodile has found some prey.
Not us.
You are the prey.
Oh, dang it.
No, we are the prey.
Yeah. So so what do you want to do? You're the only one that's noticed this as it's happening above, right? You have to kind of like you just saw the light change. What's going on?
So do I get a can I get a speak and then like also an action of some sort?
Yeah, you get a long action and a short action. So speaking would count as a short action.
Okay, well, my speaking is get back to the paint. Get back to the painted lady now, or the submerged orchid now.
I think my short action is going to be to turn time back. So I never suggested there being a lake monster.
You don't get to regret this.
And then
This is the wrong group for going backwards.
I mean, I imagine as Scarlet is 100% that person who has to go, like every time she goes through a weapons check, it's like, okay, yeah, I haven't stopped pulling out weapons. So I imagine she has a weapon right now because that's who she is.
I mean, it would, the only weapon that would make sense is a harpoon.
Yeah, spears
Yes,
are great
exactly.
underwater.
I have a harpoon because
That was
Scarlet never
part of the
goes
gear
anywhere.
that showed up when you're suddenly in a submarine. Yeah.
Yes, and Scarlet is never unarmed. Even when people think they've disarmed her, she's never unarmed. So she is going to attack with the harpoon, but she's gonna make it look like she's gonna do some real cool stuff to do it.
Underwater acrobatics.
Yeah, because
And it ends in a dramatic thrust.
Mhm.
All right, cool. Well, go for it. By the way, if you use a short action, you can't block something down the road.
That's fine. I felt like warning people was good. Oh, oops. Hold on. 2 6s. Oh, yeah, 2 6s.
All right, great. Well, you get a hero die. And let's see. I'm going to use a short action here.
Which means it can't block.
Well, it is blocking.
Again.
And I get a hero die.
Why?
Because Laquana is a hero.
Yeah.
So coming up to thrust, and you would have gotten the belly, but it's too fast and whips back its long crocodilian tail, which is armored, and the I almost called it a javelin. The harpoon just glances off of the tail. It's just too hard to pierce. So, but you did manage to hit it, frighten it a bit, maybe. So, with that in mind, the beast is next. Everybody else goes after the beast, and you get to choose who
How far
goes.
away from
Barry is the beast, yes? Barry is the beast.
Beast.
Barry goes into beast mode. He transforms.
How far away from the ship are we?
You're close.
Yeah. I imagine
It's,
the umbilicals aren't super long.
Right. Now you can, by close in game terms, that means you can use a long action to get to it.
Okay.
So if I've actually, you're close enough that you could use a short action. So the beast is closing in on Scarlet. Now I think at this point everybody's seeing this, because you saw Scarlet go up into upwards and then glance off
Pierce
of
the
this
darkness.
large crocodile, and now it's just this. It's just, if you were watching a movie, the whole screen would be teeth.
Yeah. And I also told all of you to Run.
Oh yeah. She did give you a heads up.
Fly, you fools.
All right.
And then Scarlet and the Croc fall into the middle of the earth, just
Yeah.
twisting
Into the
around
molten
each
core
other.
of the earth.
I know
So
that.
the jaws just fill your entire visual landscape, and in the next moment you are in its mouth. Just teeth are walls around you, and this large crocodilian mouth is trying to bring you into its gullet. So how does that make you feel?
Not great.
Under pressure.
You have to take 3 catches from that.
Fun. I'm gonna say off guard for sure. 3 catches. Off guard. Overwhelmed. And probably a little, like, I would say on the run maybe, because now I'm kind of like, shit, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, out, gotta get out.
Now, Mr. Beast, how does that make you feel? We're here to discuss your relationship with Scarlet and see if we can't figure out a way to make it more productive.
Beast, is that what you call yourself?
No, I just want dinner. Okay, so Scarlet, your director has been eaten by a crocodile. What do you do? The 3 of you have the same initiative order, so you can choose who goes first and does what.
Yeah, Scarlet's gonna try to punch through the teeth with the harp, or try to actually wait. I'm in its mouth. I'm just gonna stab its fucking mouth.
Yeah,
I'm going to swim up and dazzle it with my beauty so that it is struck dumb in the middle of the water and isn't able to do anything else, giving the rest of my team just enough time to perhaps kill it or tame it or serve it up as a fricassee.
Yep.
All right, that sounds like a sway. Sway style.
Hell yeah, I'm swaying this monster. All right. Okay. All right, I got 1 success.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is startled by the sudden appearance of another morsel.
Mhm.
And so that's going to basically keep it from attacking the next round because it's stunned.
I also did like a hair flip. Even though my hair is beneath a giant helmet, I was able to flip it. It was wonderful.
It's more startled about the fact that this fish has hair.
Yes.
And it's just really a bit confused. But it is stunned for a round. That'll give you some breathing room, which is good considering where your fearless leader is right now.
And that we're underwater, so breathing room is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Scarlet's having a very bad day.
I have a thought for a thing to do next.
Yeah. If you want to take it, go.
I'd like to revisit that very cold setting on my photonic wrench, which was enough to freeze a man to the deck of the ship. I'm not trying to create an iceberg, but I do know reptiles get very sleepy when they're cold. And maybe there's a way I can just paint this beam across its body to just make it very cold.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially since it's a tropical creature.
Yeah.
Just further proof that I am secretly a reptile. Very sleepy when cold.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
All right.
They'll never believe me.
I don't know do I roll shoot?
Oh yes, good question. I was just letting you drive the mechanics there for a sec. I think this is it could be fight, depending on how you're doing it.
Well,
but if you're just shooting at it from a distance, or are you closing in to like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to sort of paint it with that cold ray. My instinct would be I'm sort of doing the slow retreat that Scarlet ordered. You know, I'm like drifting back towards, but I'm not hustling, right? I'm just like trying to keep this thing in front of me and and cold the heck out of this thing.
Yeah, it's eclipsing you, so this isn't a question of whether or not you can hit it.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you can, if what you're doing is going to affect it. So that's shoot, since you're doing it from a distance.
Okay. That's 6 dice. So that's 7. Nope, I don't get 7. Okay. Oh, okay. I got another 6. I don't know when this is gonna stop. Probably when it's worse.
Okay, and it can't block what you're doing because it's already done his short action. So, all right. So the creature is sort of, you hear a kind of a deep like whale moan, boom, as it you can't tell if it's feeling pain or what, but it's slowing down. But it's just so transfixed on Libby that it's not really retreating either.
Can't blame it.
Yeah.
That
course it
evening,
is.
the beast will go home to its wife and say, I saw the most beautiful woman today.
The most beautiful food. All right. So what's Barry doing?
Barry is going to start retracting the umbilicals,
Okay.
but he has to cut one of them free because one of them seems to be stuck inside of the thing. So he's making a very quick decision to temporarily detach one of them and quickly bring the others in.
Unless that got chomped when she was trapped in
I
there.
was wondering about that.
No,
Right. So
No, it was, I guess it could have been, but I didn't have that in the narration. So it was still intact. But you're
Something this
uncoupling it?
big, its teeth might not fit together perfectly.
Right.
There's probably lots of
Right.
gaps.
It's
well,
probably
first thing
entangled.
Barry is going to do is he's going to pull and try to get the rewinding going, but
Mhm.
does he notice anything snagging is I guess the first thing.
Yeah, as Scarlet goes against the teeth wall.
Yeah. Okay. So Barry's going to pay attention to that one because it seems like the others are spooling just fine, but the one that's
Yeah.
caught, he's going to quickly decouple.
Okay, your air supply is gone,
Yep.
or will be. All right. And that means then the rest of you can retreat back to the submerged orchid.
The submerged orchid. Yeah.
Yeah, you can retreat back without moving, so you'll have your your short move and your long move if you want your actions rather on the next round. So now Scarlet, no air, in the mouth of a giant crocodile. What do you do?
I am gonna stab it in its mouth.
Yeah,
Like
actually, I mean it's all mouth around you, so
stab it up.
you can. I'm going to just give you a hero die because there's really no way this isn't going to work in some way.
Thank you. I think I had one anyways. But thank you. Okay. Wait. Are you giving it to me to roll right now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, hold up.
From hell's heart, I stab at thee.
Or hell's mouth, at least.
Well, you know what's nice is I didn't get a 1 on my left die.
That's good. That's
I
good.
got 4 6s.
Whoa.
What?
And then a bunch of other ones. And then all the hero dice got 1.
Oh,
Well, we get 3 hero die back for next time. And this is the glorious. Like you probably cut open its tongue at that with that kind of roll, and so the mouth is just full of black blood, and it just wrenches back and screeches as much as it can given its size. And you're propelled out. So you have a quick action if you want to do something about your air supply. You could.
I mean, I'm gonna go grab I'm gonna see the thing as it's being tugged away, like grab that.
Yeah, you're being
Okay.
tugged away from this thing as it's writhing backwards. And
I
it's
assume this thing just experienced, when the Dorito goes in sideways and hits the top of your mouth. That's
yes,
Ah.
Yes.
beyond pain. And it's rolling. It's doing the crocodile roll at this point, and it's causing lots of havoc and mayhem. But it is not going to attack. It was really distracted by Livy.
Christopher, does it ever do the crocodile rock?
It might. It might.
Does it remember when rock was young, back when music used to be such fun?
Croc and roll, baby.
If you feed him the right drinks. I'm sure a little bit of Elton might come. So
I don't know who that is.
just this guy. So you are you have a moment. It's not going to be attacking. The rest of you can do stuff. If that stuff is getting to safety, you can do that.
Is it like not attacking as in it's trying to get away from whatever just hurt it, or it's circling and ready to do more?
It's rolling. So it's staying in the same area, but it's rolling.
Okay.
It's doing the roll.
I would like to.
Bless you.
Okay, so her umbilical is just like dropping down to the lake.
Well,
bed.
she grabbed it as she was.
Yeah.
She comes out with her harpoon and a cloud of blood. This look of just disinterest badassery,
Right, but
and has grabbed the umbilical cord.
The problem is I decoupled it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the end that came off of the
Oh,
ship.
the other end. Yes. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I am just
Right.
basically trying to swim back to the ship as fast as I can because I will die. If I
Yeah, Barry has an idea for that actually. He's gonna shoot towards Scarlet his trusty harpoon gun, his grapple hook that has been in almost every other episode. So this is not new.
Mhm.
But
So
yeah, he's gonna shoot his grapple.
Amelia,
towards
are gonna reattach the air supply? Is that what you want to do with your move?
Yeah, I was thinking I could attach it to like daisy chain it through my air, because going back up to the ship and the whole apparatus and whatever. But maybe I can like use my wrench to create a Y adapter kind of thing.
Yeah. It'll
seal
just
it
take
in,
it'll take a long action. That's all you're doing.
Okay.
All right, and then Libby and
But I mean that doesn't preclude Barry trying to catch her either.
yeah. So Barry, you're gonna
Yeah.
try to catch her with the harpoon
Yeah.
or a grappling hook.
Yeah,
Right.
so they have something to grab and be pulled in by.
All right. Well, let's call that shoot. Let's see how well it goes.
Cool.
Should I roll fix?
I know that like,
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You should, because that's hard to do.
death is not a thing in this game, but oh my god.
Well, you can definitely be out of the scene.
Yeah.
Now when I get an additional hero die when I try to roll fix to create a new invention for
That
my
counts.
talent.
Yeah.
Does that
counts.
count?
Yeah, totally.
I would like to push my luck.
All right. Awesome. I love it when people push their luck.
That is not acceptable. Oh, much better. 3 sixes. Oh,
Okay.
shoot. 4 sixes.
Okay. You get 3.
Hold on.
There's more.
Let me count all of 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 sixes.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And one of them is on the luck die.
Only.
Okay. You get 4 hero die for your next roll. So do something
ridiculous.
awesome then.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
god.
What did you get on the fix?
I got 2 sixes. My hero die didn't do anything, but the
All
rest, I got 2 regular sixes.
All right. Well, you can use that hero die next time because you
Okay.
have 2. Great. Everybody's looking out for you, so that's good. You suddenly have air. Probably at the moment you need it, and then all of a sudden there is a grappling hook spinning out through the water towards you, so you could easily grab.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. 'cause
All right.
Even though I am also the best fighter in the field, Scarlett's a little bit like torn between grabbing that. Like she has air again, and so she's kind of like, maybe I should fight it. Because everyone else, it's my job to fight it. Everyone should go back to safety. So actually,
Can
wait,
I
are
say
you right
that?
next to me, Amelia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the floor of the lake. I think you were floating up, but
Yeah.
I'm nearby. I think.
Yeah. Everybody's nearby.
Well, you fixed my air.
Yeah, because your umbilical fell, and I was like, oh, I could do something with that, and attached it to me. So,
Okay.
we're daisy chained.
Dang, because I was gonna go like do one of those moments where it's like I get you onto the thing and then send
Oh.
you back.
Nope,
Do that,
we're
then you
in
go
it.
back, and then Amelia's like, ah.
We're in this together.
What's Livy up to then? You're gonna go back?
I am so tempted. I should probably go back so as not to put myself in danger.
But you are kind of getting pulled back whether you want to or not. But you do have a moment to do something.
The one thing I know is that a crocodile's the muscles to open its mouth are far weaker than the muscles to close its mouth.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if I could like somehow fire a thing that wraps around its beak, its snout. It's big.
I am from Florida, and I can confirm that this is true about crocodiles. They do have beaks.
Yeah, hard hooked beaks like a parrot.
Yeah.
So I guess what we need to do is, this is kind of an interesting mechanic because we haven't used this yet. There is, oh shoot, where is it on the sheet?
What are you looking for?
Income. Do you have an income value?
I believe I do. I know that I get one piece of gear from the Bergen County Record.
You can
per
just use
episode.
that, right? I was going to
Yeah.
roll income, but you roll income on. Do I have the thing that I want?
I'm
for this
going to.
moment?
And
and that's what you would
yes.
roll. But you do have that feat, so you can just use that. So
Yes.
you have like a grappling hook of your own or something. I guess
Yes.
it would have to be a grappling hook.
I tap the button in my helmet that allows me to make phone calls and say, "Oh, Stanley, hello."
Well, I'm not sure we have that tech, but you do happen to have the grappling hook that you had Stanley procure before this
Yes.
mission because you knew you were going to need it.
Brief flashback. No.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
you have the
Space.
flashback where you have Stanley, on the
Yeah.
you have like or Stanley gets the ticker tape of the, and he's like, why does she need a grappling hook?
Stanley, I need a grappling hook that could let me close the mouth of a crocodile. I don't know why either, but it seems useful.
So you have it. And that is going to be a shoot roll.
Oh God, this is the okay. Well, I do have an okay point in shoot. All right, let's find out what happens. Roll 4d6. I got one success.
That's all you need.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, so the rolling crocodile probably made it worse on himself because the grapple goes around the snout and then he's rolling. So it
Winds
tied a
himself
nice
in.
grappling hook knot around.
Yeah.
So now it's writhing. And it's pretty much on its way of being out of commission. So that's really good. Although, he's still a threat. So back to the top.
God bless the person who thought to bring a grappling hook to close a crocodile's mouth, Libby Scarsdale, and the person who procured it for her, Libby Scarsdale, the Bergen County Record.
All right, so we're back to the top. Scarlet, you are being pulled back through a pulley system to the painted lady, the Submerged Orchid.
I'm not good at shooting things, but it seems pretty out of commission because its mouth is closed now.
Yeah, it's not done yet. It's not running away.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to lash out in anger or something. There's still a threat there for sure.
How is
It has that powerful tail, and this thing's 60 feet. So that tail's probably going to be at 20 feet. It's of just armored.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to throw my shoot a harpoon at it.
Mm-hmm.
And go for the belly again because I know
Throw it like a spear.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of would that be a shoot roll or
If you're doing it from a distance, it would be a shoot roll.
okay. So yeah,
And you have just a harpoon, so you'll be throwing it.
I know. I kind of wish I had more harpoons.
You want harpoons?
Yeah.
We can get you harpoons.
I'm gonna throw. I mean, Scarlett is worried about the crew and doesn't like the idea that she's going back when she doesn't want to leave the fight yet. No, she's probably gonna do something dumb.
Do you want it so that you don't have a choice? Because we could say that because Barry rolled so well, the
No,
grapple hook.
Scarlett's gonna 100% do something dumb because she's Scarlett.
And it's her turn, so there's really nothing.
What would
Barry can do.
Blythe? What does Blythe want for her optimal experience?
I just know that
for their
Scarlet-
optimal experience.
No, because Scarlet would feel awful if she didn't have a choice. Like if she couldn't be in the fight. she'd feel bad. So she's gonna make sure she stays in the fight and send Amelia back and decouple herself again and then go fight more.
Okay, which is gonna trigger some fun stuff.
Oh, Scarlet. your
How are
princess
you
tried to save
decoupling?
you. I guess from my end. Yeah.
All this means is that the Submerged Orchid will become your harpoon.
Scarlet.
I invented a new connector for underwater hoses while underwater.
This isn't time. I have to play to my character, and this is what she would do.
No, I'm just having fun. This is great.
Oh, I know. I'm like, y'all work so hard to save her, and now she's gonna go be a dumbass. So she's gonna go fight this thing again, and try to get it under the belly this time.
Yeah. Uncouple, hold your breath,
Yup.
come in for the attack.
Do a cool like aerial.
Can
Yeah,
I
how
try
are you
to
gonna make this a
assist
stunt?
by slowing it further by making it colder? Or is that more of a whole attack on my thing?
That'd be more of a yeah, I don't think that would work. Now if you just let off cold in the area, that could count as a short action, and that would assist her maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
And you already have 2 hero die, right?
I think I have 3 right now.
3. So you'll get 4 hero die all day. And this is a stunt towel?
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It can be fight if it needs to be. But I was gonna say, like, she's gonna come up with some cool way to like propel herself and like do a little flippy flip and get over there.
Yeah, that in a way that so yeah, she could maybe bounce off of one of the other people, like catapult off of Amelia.
Yeah, I mean, Amelia has basically like tried to pull her back, and so it wouldn't surprise me if she's like coming here and then just plant feet and like off she goes.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, like how the swimmers go and propel. She does
Yeah.
that off of Amelia. Cool. So you stunt.
I'm gonna push my luck.
Oh, cool. With all of that dice,
Oh my
all of those
gosh.
dice.
All of those dice. It's mostly 1s and 2s, and not on the luck dice, thankfully. Oh,
I always
God,
find
okay.
rolling more dice, like there's a point where like now I roll terrible. It's like 5 or 6 dice is great. Like
All right. So you got now 2 luck dice, right, in the pool.
Yep. 2 luck dice, and then do I reroll the hero dice?
Yeah, you reroll the whole pool.
Okay. All right, that's fuck. All right. Okay, I got 3 6s,
Okay.
but a 1 on a luck dice.
All right.
So Scarlet is great today, y'all.
So the harpoon just comes and just cuts open the underbelly of this creature, who thrashes from the pain of it and just goes into the sort of final death throw, which involves it whipping its tail and smashing Scarlet, breaking open her helmet and sending her spinning off into the lake, deeper into the lake. And the rest of you can see her body sort of tumble into the pyramid from the impact. And so now she's drowning probably. So you'll need to take another condition.
Just 1. How am I not in need of rescue at this point?
You are in need of rescue. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Which means you can't make any other rolls until somebody gets you out of that, or you're out of the scene.
Okay.
I'm gonna go after her.
All
I
right.
am too.
No,
Are
it's
they pulling
mine.
you back?
Yeah, you're being pulled back by the mechanics of
yeah.
the.
Yeah.
I have
So
a
you would
knife.
have to
I'm
uncouple yourself.
I'm
or,
gonna cut myself free.
I'm gonna make a pitch real quick. Barry is going to pull out his pistol pointed at Ward and say, "You don't come back without her."
Warden.
Yeah. because he was assigned to our crew, right?
Was that is that the Colonel's last name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Warden.
Yeah.
Well, let's give it to Libby first.
Yeah.
And this can be happening simultaneously.
So
Yeah.
Libby and Amelia both being like.
Well, I'm gonna go after Libby because I'm not sure if Amelia would cut her umbilical. Like that's such a wild move.
So that what Libby does is like with a knife cuts off her air to go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Why are you all cutting your hair off?
It's for love,
What's happening?
Barry.
What's wrong
Barry.
with this vessel?
Barry, it's for love. Love makes you do stupid things.
Oh, a secret revealed.
Scarlet, it was doing it as if anyone, like as the one in charge of protecting the team, if anyone's gonna die, it's gonna be her and no one else. Now I don't know what Libby is doing. Scarlet's like,
Yeah, Libby has her motivations.
Depending on how you do this, this could be a quick and stunt or a grit and feat. So grit would be more like, is it a physical labor? Are you trying to lift her out, or quick trying to get her before she falls into the pyramid?
Oh, well, both of them are terrible for me. So I can I pitch you on
Yes.
wit and savvy. I'm just that smart. I'm just that cool under pressure. I'm just that good at making things happen.
You can find the right way to get. So this is more about vectors
Yes, the
than about
precise
speed or strength.
just immediately knowing, because I've worked on my geometry with Stanley back at the office in case something like this would happen.
Yeah. Okay. That you've convinced me.
All right, here we go.
Deep dive training over at the Bergen office.
And you know what, Christopher? I got a success. I got
You did.
one success.
That's good. That is good. All right. So you, without air, come in at the exact right angle so that Scarlet lands in your arms.
Yeah. And
And there's a moment of consciousness. Scarlet sees who has her.
and Lake Victoria is not a very deep lake, so I think I'm going to just swim for the surface.
Okay, that makes sense. It's you're near the shore ish. I mean, you still have this pyramid. I guess it goes deep enough for
Yeah,
that.
it's deep enough for a whole pyramid to be in there.
But you can. It's quicker to get to the surface than it is to get to the vessel.
Yes.
So you break through the surface as you both collect air. And there's a moment where you're looking at each other because that's all there is to see.
Scarzy, how you doing?
I just killed a water monster.
Yeah, well, I just saved your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime, kid.
It's like a very it's that like very awkward, like, oh no, what should we do here moment? Like it was very close. Scarlet's blushing a little bit through probably some blood because she's definitely banged up after that.
This is a very weird time to be saying this, but Ruth and I broke up.
When did that happen?
Oh, a few months ago. She thought I was too hung up on an ex.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, seemed imprudent given your situation with our mutual boss. Didn't want to make things weird, but I figured we almost got eaten by a crocodile. Why not make them weird?
Yeah, getting eaten by a crocodile. I was in its mouth. It was weird.
Yeah.
This has been a very bad day.
I imagine so. Shall we swim for shore? I realize there's a pyramid beneath the surface, but I think you probably need some time to recuperate.
Colonel Warden pops up in the water. Okay, I'm bringing you down, and has extra air supplies for both of you.
A moment, Colonel Warden.
I have been given an order by Barry at gunpoint. I'm bringing you to safety. He hooks up the air supply. Let's go.
To my non-helmet.
yeah, right. That's true.
Okay.
Because I'll be back, and he goes and gets another helmet.
Yeah, we go back to the Submerged Orchid.
Yeah. I think you're on mute, Joe.
Joe, you're
On the way back, do I see Colonel Warden doing what he was supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah. He came back and got a helmet, brought it up,
Okay.
and brought them both back with air supplies.
Okay. On the
Yeah.
way back, I decouple Warden's umbilical and I'm just going to hold it and reel him in by hand. And I want him to know that I'm watching him and his life is in my hands as long as he's on my ship or submarine or
Does that work,
air
or does that
balloon.
make him angry?
I
Let's
don't
find out.
care.
Let's
As
try,
Barry.
let's
Barry's
try
working
a,
out some issues right now.
Let's try a scare roll.
I imagine
Yeah.
it has to do with a certain steward.
Yeah, maybe. It might have something to do with that. What I'm sorry, what was the stat for this?
Scare plus style.
Scare. Oh, style. Okay. Oh, I include the luck die on this as well, right?
Yes. you do.
Yes. Ooh, I have a 5 is my highest,
Okay.
but no ones.
All right. No ones. So we're not going to make you get worse here, but yeah, you can tell, and maybe you don't care, that your mode of incentivizing him or keeping him in line has just made him angry, and he kind of has a shifty look about him now. Like whereas
Mhm.
before he may have just, well, I'm contrite. That was sort of his way before, but now he's sort of like, oh, fuck these guys. He cut off my air supply. So you definitely made an
I do
enemy of
think
him.
If Scarlet knows about it, Scarlet is not actually going to be terribly okay with that one.
Yeah, I don't know that you. Well, I don't know that you would necessarily,
Yeah.
unless Barry makes it obvious.
It's obvious.
Okay. So then I guess
Like
yeah.
not enough to like he's gonna drown, but like when he gets close enough, I visibly decouple him, and I'm pulling him in by
Yeah.
hand.
So if it's obvious, then when Scarlet gets back on, she's gonna check on Frank actually, and then also be mad at you.
Yeah,
She's
Frank.
not. She understands that you're angry, but
Yeah. Barry's crossing some lines right now. He's
Yeah.
testing parental boundaries right now.
Mhm.
He's coming into his late stage adolescence.
And
finally.
Mom has some words.
Yeah.
it's almost his final form.
I learned it from watching you.
I mean, yeah, she's kind of cold-hearted, so I can't say she's not. Yeah. So when we get back on, and she's like, ugh, she's gonna turn to Frank and kind of pull him aside as she's getting out of the suit. And first, thank him for helping.
He's very angry and is staring at Barry and says, "It was an order.
Yes, he did
No
not
need to thank me."
volunteer.
I understand that it was an order. I'm aware. Thank you for following through. I will speak to him about this.
As you wish.
Would you like to be quartered in Mr. Metcalf's previous room?
I don't think that will be necessary, Mary.
It is empty now.
I am aware, and he's no longer in the raptor cage. So I will speak to him, Frank. Good work today. I understand that it was an order, but you don't have to follow those if you don't want to. So you did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's her kind of doing a trying to kind of diffuse and calm the situation.
All right, let's take style and sway to see if it works.
Oh God.
Since he's so pissed.
I have I have 5,000 catches, so can I even?
Oh no, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're playing on fumes.
Also,
trying
just a quick tone check. Are we cool with Barry's
I'm-
shift here? Just want to make sure we're all having a good time with this.
I'm fine
Okay.
with it.
Cool.
Scarlet is also though she's still
Okay.
trying to lead, even though she is literally banged up to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's trying to make sure her crew underwater isn't going to try to kill each other.
Right.
So I can't roll anything, but she does try to give Frank some nice words.
Yeah.
It doesn't change how he feels.
Yeah.
So he's being polite.
And she can probably tell.
Yeah.
She just kind of turns to Frank and like, we can talk later after I've had a second to rest. But then she kind of turns to Barry and is like, come here.
Yes, ma'am.
And she pulls Barry aside. Not because she doesn't want to read you out in front of everybody. That's not cool. Barry, Frank is a part of this team, whether you like it or not. And
I do not.
I understand. I have my concerns. You cannot take out your anger about Mr. Metcalf. Okay. About Mr. Metcalf on Frank. He's a part of this team.
He shot at us.
I
He
understand.
brought his men. He ordered men to shoot and kill us.
I know.
And he denied everything, and he swore allegiance to the president, not to Eleanor, until we
know.
caught him. He is in our service because he was caught.
I
He
know.
went out to save you because I pointed a gun at his head.
I understand. I understand, but the last thing we need right now on this team is any of this. We don't need this disarray. We don't need it. We need to work together and we need to save the world. So, whether you like it or not, Frank is a part of the team. Frank answers to Eleanor. We need to treat him like a member of this team.
I understand.
Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to my quarters and patch myself up.
I've taken the liberty of making sure you'll have plenty of tea. The kind of tea to your liking.
Thank you.
No suffocating team members, Gary.
Where is Warden?
Well, it's not like there's not a lot of places to go. Kind of in the common area, which
Okay.
would have been the engine room in the plane, but is now sort of like the middle of the submarine.
I will go to him with fresh towels and a change of clothing and a hot tea. And I'm going to say to him, you're part of this crew. I'm sorry, but you had it coming.
He has the tea in hand and then just spills it all over you, hot. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the shakes. And he drops the tea and sauce, cup and saucer, shatters all over the floor.
You're very quick with your temper, very quick to change alliances when it's appropriate for you. I hope that's not a problem.
I'm sorry, were you saying something? I have a hard time hearing children.
I think
you
we
have
should
some
cut away
blocks to
from this
play with?
scene. Let's cut away from this scene and see what other people are doing, because I want to build some drama here.
Oh yeah, no, I love this. Yeah, also Scarlett will thank Amelia for helping as well as she's returning to her quarters.
In Amelia's quarters, there, I forget, what do we have, like bunks or something, or?
We're in a submarine now, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
it's a little
Scarlett always-
bunks right on top of each other.
yeah, Scarlett always has like a director's quarters that Barry makes sure is there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, Amelia, actually, let's do this because Scarlett has this big space and like a big table in there, right?
Yeah.
So if it's okay with you, if that door isn't locked or something, I think like Amelia is in there when you get there. Is that okay?
I mean, Scarlett's gonna be like, okay.
And so there's just this deconstructed dive suit is laid out across the table, and she's like, using her wrench to like fuse different things together. Like she's redesigning the dive suit. I'm like, this was completely inadequate. Thank you for the use of this space. Like you had already given her permission, you know? And it's kind of like, you know, like a heat sealing seams together and just completely like in the zone.
Scarlet makes sure that anything really top secret or really important cannot be gotten to without Scarlet. So you can walk in. So she just kind of, she walks in, she starts grabbing some bandages and like some rubbing alcohol and she's just like, oh yeah, that'll be useful. Thanks for your help, by the way, today.
Oh, you're welcome. You don't have to thank somebody for just doing their part.
No, you should. I'm not always good at it, but thanking the team for doing their job is, you know, it's your job, but like people don't always do their jobs.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, it was incredibly brave what you did, taking on that thing so that the rest of us could get to safety. Frankly, I find that incredibly admirable, and that was amazing.
That is my job. Just making sure that my team is protected and safe and can do their jobs.
Well, I think I have an improvement here that will obviate the need for the umbilicals, which seemed to be one of the primary restrictions of our process a moment ago. So
Scarlet smiles and is just like bandaging herself up. And is like, I would love to hear more about it. And just like lets you talk about this invention as she bandages herself up and drinks some hot whiskey tea, like a hot toddy. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Chris, whenever is appropriate, I would like to do an invent roll.
Yes, let's see it. You're gonna make scuba suits.
Yeah, well, kind of scuba suit, but the important part is it has like an osmosis gill. You know, like the helmet is slimmed down a little bit, and there's a slit that like water is, you know, electrolyzed. No, that's not it. Something.
So the oxygen is pulled from the water.
Yeah.
And put into the suit. That's cool.
In a sort of passive osmosis action. Also, I realized I have not been adding the extra die for using my signature item all this time. So I'll be remembering to do that from now on. All right. Okay, I got another 6.
Okay.
I think every roll tonight, that's terrifying.
That's great. You got a new design, and if you spend enough time in this submarine getting ready, you can make one for everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you're adapting the existing suits, right?
Oh, and I get another hero die when I'm rolling to create a new invention. I forgot that one. Hold on one second. It's a 1. It doesn't matter if hero die is a 1.
Right. No.
Just
no.
luck.
You get boons if it's a 6, though.
Okay. So I only got the 1 6.
All right. Cool. All right. So everybody's going to rest in the submarine until you feel strong enough to go explore the sunken pyramid.
I mean, it's up to, I mean, we killed the sea monster, so it's up to Barry. If Barry thinks the painted lady should stay down there, or it should resurface. But Scarlet is like, I think Scarlet messages Barry like, you pick where we rest. If you want to be underwater, if you want to be above it, you decide. Because she's like, I actually need to rest.
I love the idea that Scarlet just like goes to sleep and Amelia's still using the table unless you kick her out.
At this point, Scarlet is like letting Amelia just talk as she drinks a hot toddy.
Sure.
Like it's one of those things where, and she's genuinely interested. It's not like, oh, you are just rambling. It's like she's genuinely just listening as Amelia info dumps.
Okay.
Not to make this an even more emotionally complicated situation, but Libby wanders in and is like, oh, Amelia, it's good to see you, and you're inventing some sort of invention. You sure you need to do that right here?
Oh,
It
yeah,
looks like,
here, you should come look at. We were both working on this together. Scarlett has made some incredible suggestions as well. I would love to have your input. This
No.
can certainly be a team effort.
No. Scarlett, do you need anything? You nearly died.
I'm okay. I'll be fine. You know me, I'm tough.
I do. I think perhaps you should rest for a bit.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah, you
I mean,
should
I
probably
know-
sleep.
Yeah,
I'm feeling chipper. Why don't I just sit beside your bed and watch over you? I'll be here.
I think I'll be okay. Amelia's here working on the scuba suit. It's fine. I'll be fine, Libby.
I
You
know
don't have
you'll
to
be
worry about
fine.
me.
I know you'll be fine. I'm not sure I will.
Listen, Amelia's right here. She's gonna keep working on the suit. It'll be okay. Scarlett this is going over her head,
Wait, this.
apparently.
I think I'll call the suit the Air Heart.
The what?
You are fired. You go straight to jail.
No, you don't actually. You don't have the authority to fire me.
She doesn't.
You
No.
hear stomping boots. Barry's boots come stomping across the hall, and he kind of, not so much barges, but he makes himself known. Tell him that he's not in charge of me.
I thought that Scarlett almost died. This is what's happening.
Everyone is in your dorm room.
I don't know
Barry,
who this man
Barry-
is to come in here like he can
Barry-
just take over. But he is
Barry,
not Mr. Metcalf.
Barry,
And he is not my
Barry-
father. I mean, he's not my
Hey,
Barry, can
Superior.
this wait until morning?
Libby, it's fine. Barry, he's not in charge of you. I will talk to him in the morning when I have the capacity to. He's not in the mood to listen right now. I suggest maybe you both take some space. You work on, the Submerged Orchid. Make sure she's safe. She's doing okay. If you need to bring us above water, make sure you're checking on that. If you prefer to be above water to rest, we can be. It's okay, Barry. I will talk to Frank in the morning and make sure.
Can't he find his own place to sleep?
He's
Must he
not-
sleep with us?
He needs a bed. As a member of this crew, we need to respect him.
You always take his side, and he's gonna stomp off.
Barry. Also, she's just sitting there with the hot toddy. This hot toddy's really good. Thank you, Barry.
You're welcome anytime.
Well, listen, it's clear that there's too many people in here preventing you from getting rest. So I'm going to go to my own quarters.
card underneath the cup.
Well, so there is.
So I'm going to go to my own quarters, but we share a wall. Just bang on it if you need anything. And Libby stops at the door
Well-
and says,
Libby, I don't mind if you stay. It won't distract me.
I will only stay if Scarlett requests that I stay. I don't want to make things more stressful for her in this time when she should be resting.
Oh, I agree. Scarlett, you really should be getting some rest.
And I am starting that path, but I am also in charge of this ship.
Oh, do you want me to be in charge of the ship briefly? No, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
I think Amelia's eyes get a little bit big. Like, wait a minute.
No, you're
The
not.
situation is not what I thought it was. Like, Amelia has now caught on that something is tense.
You're not in charge, but do you mind speaking to Frank and making sure to figure out what's going on with Frank and Barry?
Absolutely. I'm happy to do
Over
that.
the intercom, over the PA, you hear Barry's voice. He's now gotten into some of the whiskey, and he's kind of saying over the ship intercom, and to be quite clear, we will be spending the evening submerged. Please make sure all bulkheads and doorways are secured. I am not anyone's child. I'm a fully grown man, and if I were anyone's child, it certainly would not be Mr. Ward's. I'm not his son. Thank you very much. Good evening.
I will also check in on that.
Yeah, check on Barry. He needs.
I am genuinely so confused.
And then, and another thing, I am an adult. I am not a child. Thank you very much. That'll be all of the announcements for this evening. Dreams.
She's kind of chuckling. She honestly is a little bit like, "Oh my god, Barry." Okay, Libby, you check on that.
I will. Yes.
That's good. Amelia, I'll catch you up on at least part of what might be going on.
Okay.
As Libby leaves to go deal with the boys, she turns back at the door and is like, "You know that I always act well under pressure, and I never felt more pressure than when I thought I was going to lose you. Food for thought."
Scarlet, just you are incredible, Libby. You always have been.
Thank you. Even the fish think so. And then she leaves.
Over the intercom, we hear. I think it all started when my father told me that I had a great responsibility. And he's gonna ramble on for a little bit.
Barry.
Until Libby fixes it.
If I can add one last thing.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap after this.
When Libby leaves, still kind of working and looking up a little to like not afraid to make eye contact. But Amelia says, "Now, Scarlet, I'm not always the best judge of these things, but I think Libby may be somewhat smitten with you. But that contradicts some of what you've both told me. I don't want to complicate things. I just thought, in case you hadn't noticed or were aware, it might be better if you knew."
She's my ex-girlfriend.
I think that was in the briefing.
She ran off with my former best friend.
Oh, I didn't have that information.
Yeah, but she's been, I don't know, something just happened to her and it's not great. And I don't think, I'm mad at her for running off with my best friend, but at the same time, I don't think my best friend should have broken her heart.
And you're with Eleanor now?
Yes.
Right. And is that an exclusive arrangement?
Other than her being married to Franklin, mostly, I thought.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry. I want to make sure I have all of the data in columns and rows.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we're exclusive, other than the fact that she's married to the president, but that's for politics, not for love.
Well, I hope that situation doesn't become, she sort of gestures in the direction Libby went. Like, I hope that situation doesn't become uncomfortable for you. And then she's just like back to, like, she's like trying to be kind, but she's better with machines.
Honestly, I think Amelia's, or Scarlet is slightly appreciating that Amelia is so focused on not the like, she's like, yeah, you can ask these questions, but she's appreciating that she's just focused on the machine right now more than anything. Like, Scarlet is like, no, I would rather just listen to you right now. That is more restful than dealing with everything else.
Over the intercom.
Don't make me tackle my emotions.
Over the intercom, you hear Libby say, "I've handled Mr. Havelock's minor breakdown, and just to sort of take us into the evening as we all settle down to rest and we reach the end of this session. I'll explain it to you later, Scarlet. I have a message from the Oracle. Now that we're done and it's over, I bet you couldn't believe when you realized I'm harder to forget than I was to leave. I bet you think about me. That's all for this evening. Thank you so much, everyone, and good night."
True words. Well, it sounds like we're going to be wrapping up as we reach the 7 o'clock hour. What have we learned?
Nothing.
We've learned that suggesting monsters means you get them.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely good. I think we were all pretty clear about that.
Yeah. We learned that Lake Victoria is a nice vacation spot. Libby looks great in nautical gear. And we learned never to piss off Eleanor Roosevelt. We also learned that Barry is not a child.
Yep.
Oh.
And that Scarlet had a very, 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 very bad day.
Yes, that was really rough. That was really rough. I wouldn't call it humiliating, but it was definitely, it was a trial.
Yeah.
Scarlet's terrible.
Scarlet's a
no
better
good,
person
very
at the
bad
end of it.
day.
Scarlet and the no good. Yeah.
So let's run through experience real quick. We have
Oh yeah.
I try to remember to do this. Did you participate in the session? Yes, you did. Did you risk your life because of your ambition? Remember, you can reset what your ambition is.
My ambition is to uncover lost knowledge, which just fits a lot of what we're doing. So
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of think I should change mine now. I feel like Scarlet's gone through a little bit of a character growth here.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
exceed societal expectations, but now I think she's in this like, no, I need to be a better leader and more grounded leader for my team and less about, because she was kind of showing off before, and now she's like, no, I need to do this for my team. Like, I feel like her drive is now going to be making sure y'all are good.
Oh, that's a really cool dynamic to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Widow went into the Endgame movie.
Yeah.
Did you risk your life for another adventurer? I think everybody did.
Yeah.
Did you perform an amazing act of some kind? I think everybody did.
Yeah.
Did you accomplish your mission's goal? Actually, you did. You found the location that you needed to
Oh,
find.
okay. Yep.
5. And did you rescue someone?
6.
Did I rescue anyone? No.
You got rescued?
Yeah, I got rescued.
You did take one for the team by getting swallowed by the crocodile. So
I took one for
That's-
the team.
Yeah, she
That's
sort
a
of rescued
kind
all
of-
of us
Well,
by
the intent
tanking that.
the intent of that was to let the team go to safety. So yeah, I'd count it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She tanked the croc.
Right. Exactly.
I did it through my proxy ward.
Well, you also did the grapple gun, right?
That's true,
Yeah.
but that was
Or
rejected.
Grapple gun, perhaps. Grapple.
I attempted to launch my grapple, but it was not taken.
Ah.
The
No,
grapple's not taken.
I tried to put Amelia on it instead so that y'all get back to safety instead of me.
Ah,
God damn it.
okay, that works.
Okay, so we are in Central Africa underneath a giant lake and search for finally the Eye of Horus. I am Christopher Gray. This has been Temples and Tombs on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. And let's go around and it's not introduce, it's the other word, yourselves. Extroduce yourselves.
Introduce.
Who wants to go first? Let's go with
Forget everything you knew about.
Introduce.
Did you say I get to go first?
Yes, I
Thank
usually pick on you
you. Hi, my name is Emily St. James, and I just realized we're looking for the Eye of Horus. I've been so focused on my own mission, which is to be hot. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/EmilyBDW. My writing is in various places, and I invariably link to it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the only game I'm in because I'm too much of a force of chaos to be allowed to play in more than one game at a time. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Why don't you go next?
That was a really fun session with lots of high emotional points, and also I feel like this is a very Captain Kirk moment for Scarlet. I have been Blythe Kala. You can find me on Twitter at the Blythe Kala. That's the BLYTHEKALA. I shut down my other Twitter, so that is my new public Twitter. Follow that one. That is also where I am on Instagram as well. Currently, this is the only game I'm in, but come, I think April 18th, I will be over at the Scabby Rooster for Total Party Kills, where we play the monsters trying to fight the heroes out of our dungeons. Because why are they in our dungeons? We're just trying to live life. That will be at 8 p.m. over at the Scabby Rooster, Mondays starting in April. So that'll be fun. One day I will announce my very exciting news that I have, but I can't announce it yet. So soon.
Okay, Joe.
Hi, everybody. I have been Joe, and today was a experimental performance and an exploration, if you will, about the nature of the budding male masculinity in the throes of coming into one's own and also getting drunk for the very first time without supervision. I hope that was informative. I tried to stay true to the essence of that question, and I hope that came through in my performance today. If you enjoy these kinds of performances, you can find me here on Happy Jacks for this campaign. You can also find me on Saturdays with Jason, who's in the room with us, where we are playing in the world of XCOM, and we are soldiers trying to rebuild a war torn apart by alien invasion, finding family and togetherness. And I'm also the opposite of Barry, so you can check out my acting range there. And that's me.
Awesome. Last but not least, Jason.
That's me. I'm Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay, where that aforementioned XCOM game happens on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I also have a two-player, two-screen setup thing on Friday afternoons with Sam DeLev. We have a Friday Fly Day. I'm here every other Sunday, and I think that's pretty much everything I'm doing right now. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add. So just follow me on Twitter if you want to know what I'm up to, and I'll see you later.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. I think I already told you who I was, but I do want to promote something because my other game, Highcaster, is now available to purchase. So if you want to play legendary epic heroes of mythology, that is the game for you. So check it out. And I think you can find that the best place would be Gallant Knight Games. Or at Drive Through RPG.
Legendary epic heroes of mythology. I'm already playing Libby Scarsdale, Christopher. I don't need to play that game to do that.
I think that character would be better suited for the Highcaster system. Truth be told.
Please.
I am dying to play that game, Chris. I really want to play it.
I am going to put together a campaign as soon as I can. As soon as this one is wrapped, probably. So
okay.
Stay tuned.
From
all right.
This bananas game.
This game has been.
All right.
I love it.
Shall I take
all right.
us
Thank
out?
you all.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.